Hello. I don't know if anyone's in here, but if you are, put something in the chat so I can see. We got two. If you got in here, put something in the chat. Three. All right. Who's missing? My guess is Cole. It's my prediction. All right. If anyone sees that in the chat, let me know. Just gotta make sure I'm not talking to nobody. Hey. All right. There we go. Two people. Honor Liberty. I wonder how much this is delayed. I know there's been a little bit issues with that. Did you guys, either of you know if Rachel or Cole are gonna come on? Also, is this like, can you understand me? Is everything good? Can you hear me? Just put something in the chat so I know. All right, Rachel's here. All right, can you guys hear me all good? I don't know. All right, Cole and I stay up till like 4. Say Friday won't be here. All right. Comment to see how long that took me to respond to that, because I don't know how delayed the stream is. I was right though. I knew it would be Cole. It does say 4 viewers though. Maybe Cole got in. Delay isn't too bad and audio seems fine. Okay, thank you, Hunter. Is it choppy? Is it buffering? How's like the feed going? Because there's like, I have different options where I can choose this latency. and I just kind of did the middle one, but I'm getting an error saying not enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So if you guys are having issues, just let me know. I gotta figure out what to do. Welcome, though, to our new Calculus BC class, where it's just me talking to myself, which I kind of hate. I'm sure I'll get used to it. I got no buffering delays, probably around 15 seconds. Oof, it's a tough delay. All right, that's okay. We'll make do. I'm gonna have to be very patient with my waiting for you guys to chat then. All right, so I guess I'm just gonna get started. I'm gonna see your chat probably early enough, but I won't see. I'll be saying stuff, and then you guys will hear it 15 seconds later. But that's okay. So, first things first. Mr. Coleman is better than 40 seconds. I'm glad we got someone here watching. Okay. So basically, here's what's going to be happening. As you guys know, this is kind of going to be the rest of the year, potentially, at the very least, at least through spring break. So this is going to be our live stream. On this live stream, the plan is to pretty much do what we do in class. So you guys will still have your calendars, you'll still have your assignments and College Board, Khan Academy, or whatever. Since this class works a little bit differently, as you know, I won't be lecturing, but I got to be here to make sure that we're okay with the content that's being assigned. So like always, when you guys, during this time, so it'll be 9 to 10. I chose 9 to 10 for you guys. I figured I can rely on you to be up. Cole's kind of disappointing me at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be all right. So this will be the time I'm going to set aside for you guys. The reason why I'm going to do separate classes and you guys will be specifically 9 to 10 is because I want to make sure that you four have just the attention during these hours. So we can do our schoolwork. You guys can FaceTime each other, work together. You can call each other. Whatever you want to do to get through it like normal works for me. Anything in the chat I see, that's what I'll go over. So, you know, if Rachel says, hey, Mr. Harris, number 3 made no sense, then that's the one I'm going to go over. So I'll see number 3, and then I have a couple ways to do that. So first of all, if you guys can tell, I have a whiteboard behind me. So that's going to be kind of like my way just to lecture. So if you guys, I don't know yet which one's going to be most effective, but I'll try it there. I kind of tested out a little bit. It looked all right. It looked like maybe it should be feasible. It's a little bit small, but I think you guys can go full screen and it'll probably look a little bit better than what my tests do. That's number 1. Number 2 is I have this. So let's see. Maybe you guys will see the hover cam. Yeah, okay. So this is my other option, is I got this hover cam. So I can just write on this, like whatever I want, and you guys can see my work from there. That's another option. I know Mr. Colahan and Ms. Caffarel were planning on doing that. I don't know exactly which one's going to work better. So I'm going to try whatever. I'm going to try probably both and then see what your guys' feedback is. See how you feel about it. Those are the 2 main ways I'll do it. I also have this camera that's just going to like switch to me in a corner and then whatever my screen says. So that'll be nice because as you can probably see, let me double check. Yeah, you guys can see me go to different tabs. So like I have my calendar up right now. So you can see anything I see on my screen, you'll see. So just as if I was like on a board and I was pulling stuff up on my computer like we do in class. So nothing too different there. So I guess I'll just stop now and wait 15 seconds. And if you guys have any questions so far, just let me hear them. And if not, then I'll keep going. Really wish I could minimize the delay, but I think it'll compromise the quality of the video, which worries me a little bit. It's not as bad with you guys because there's only 4 of you, but I'm a little worried if there's gonna be like 40 something in my stream, which I doubt there will be, but if the off chance there is. Okay, Liberty says no. Good, thank you, Liberty. How's everyone doing? Everyone okay? Hunter, why were you up so late last night? 4 a.m. Were you watching your Star Wars marathon, or did you end up doing that this weekend? Very curious. I think a lot of people's lives in general are being pretty affected right now, so hearing a lot of rumors, but this is going to be the best we can do for school-wise. A lot of people are scrambling to stores, getting toilet paper and canned goods, all that good stuff. See if Hunter heard my... Yeah, we did that on Saturday. Watched from 1 to 7. Stayed up to 4 a.m. playing games. Jeez. I'm glad you're enjoying your time, Hunter. I'm surprised you're up right now. 5 hours, pretty impressive. All right. In terms of office hours, I mean, if you think about like I said, it's gonna be very similar to how we did like when school was in session. You guys very rarely would need to come to me for anything because we had enough time, especially now because I'm not having any lectures. A lot of it's just review from Calc AB. You guys should have plenty of time. Anything I give, especially since I'll be doing an hour, so I'll be doing 9 to 10. I think you guys will be all right. You'll be able to finish your work for the most part. I would recommend, like I said, I'd recommend maybe like FaceTime each other or something. Have each other so you can work with each other still, so nothing changes there. I think that helps a lot. So definitely look into doing that. But if not, that's fine. So the plan is just to be same thing. So you guys will get out your work. You'll do the usual stuff. Any questions you have, you can comment. You can do your best to try to explain what it is you're stuck with. Like if there's a problem that has like a bunch of steps and you said, oh, it's just this one step I'm not sure about, then I can just address that. If not, I'll just do the whole problem, and then you can just compare your work, or I'll just talk about the whole problem, and you can just compare your work. So those are options. Again, I'm just gonna kind of rely. So be as active as you guys can in the chat. I'll be constantly looking and getting feedback from you. It's because, like I said, it's a little bit different. I'm not just gonna sit up here and just talk to you for the next hour like we never do in class. So try to keep it as normal as possible. But my office hour is going to be 1 to 3 most of the time. I think I'm going to probably try to be live for a portion of it, at least a portion of it, so then people can like live chat with me, so that then I can see exactly what issues people are having. And then if one person has one issue, I can address it if other people have it. So if 6 people have the same issue, I can address it all, which is beneficial for you guys. Like I said, I don't know how much we'll use it, but that's okay. So you have the option. You can always email me. Basically, I'm working my work day, besides waking up so early because I don't want to do that. So I'll be working my normal work day, and you guys can just email me throughout, and I'll respond. All right. I'll keep it at that, and I'll wait 15 seconds again. And then if you guys have any questions now, put something in the chat. Hunter, I wonder if you're playing League of Legends. That's my prediction. You're 4 a.m. But I don't know. Ugh. Glad my sound's good. Thank you, Liberty. Out of curiosity, are you guys plan on no league? Tell me what you're doing, Hunter. If you guys, I would like to know if you planned on using FaceTime or not too. If that was your intention, or what you guys kind of plan on doing to complete the assignments. If you could put that too as well, just so I have a better idea of how I'm going to be having to address people. in class it's easy because I know Liberty and Rachel are on the same problem, and Hunter and Cole are, so I can just address both of you. So if that's the case, it might make things a little bit quicker and easier. I have one more option to do the stream to ultra low. I'm curious if that's something. I don't know. I feel like that really compromises the quality. Tarkov, realistic. I think I've heard of that. I think I've heard of Tarkov. I don't know if I'm able to do that. I don't have an iPhone. I don't know if the computers do. Okay. All right. So Liberty doesn't have. I know you can do Skype if you guys have Skype. Yeah, I can land everything to Cole, and we will probably. Okay. So Hunter, you plan on working. So yeah, Liberty. I'm not sure. I'm sure you could Skype. I don't know if this computer will let you. I'm not sure though. But I believe you said you had an extra computer. So whatever your other computer is, you might be able to get onto that and then just get a Skype account, and then see if Rachel or whoever, anyone in the class, would like to get together. At the very least, though, you could always call. Yeah, I do mean Skyping Rachel. So that way you guys can just talk to each other at the very least, and then you can both work together, ask each other questions, and then we can come to me. Rachel said I wasn't planning on doing any face or anything, but if we need to live right now, we'll just snap, or we can always meet. Okay, that's fine too. I just wanted to double check. You don't have to do any of that, but if that's what would benefit you, I just know that we're so used to working with each other in this class, so I figured try not to mix it up as much. But be careful. Word on the street is there might be like a quarantine set into place. Obviously, I don't know who's gonna all abide by that, but make sure you guys aren't sick and go hang out with each other to do math, because I'll feel pretty guilty. All right, cool. Liberty said game plan. I don't know if that means she's thinking of a game plan, or if that's the game plan. Regardless, that's good. Okay, so next order of business. Calendar. So I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Now I can't see if everything's good in my feed. Let me. That's not what I want. Oh, I gotta get used to this. Wonder if I can move this. Perfect. Okay. Shrink that a little bit. Okay, so I can still see the chat. Move this. Okay. So calendar is up. You guys can see. Now, here's the plan. Like I said, today's kind of perfect because this is like our practice stream. So I could see what's going on with you guys. Make sure all three of you, four of you, if Cole is here, are good. You guys can connect. Like I said before, in terms of so I said the classwork, I'll review the homework if you guys have any questions in a second. So just don't type anything yet. I'll go over it in 1 second. Before we get to that, though, I do want to discuss just kind of in general what's going on. From what I can tell, there's really no. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the governor came out and said he basically said there's a possibility school won't be in session the rest of the year. So that means that this might be the reality for the rest of the year. Now, the benefit for you guys is because I know you probably hated me for a little bit, but we're really making good progress. We are going to be done with basically kind of our review of AB pretty soon. Okay, probably in the next 3 weeks. So that means you're on good progress. And then when that's over, the plan is going to be just take a lot of AP practice tests. But there's only so many we can take and only so much we can do. So I don't know how consistent class is going to be. We might be adjusting. I know I've said that before, but that's the plan. If I want to give you as much material as possible, because I did look into College Board a little bit. I don't know if any of you guys have been thinking about this, but are we still going to have the AP test? And the answer is yes. Barring anything else as of now, so as I'm preparing now, we will have the AP test. Now, that might not mean we have it on the dates scheduled. It might be moved back a little bit, but they do plan on giving assessments and AP tests. So I think at the end of the day, what's probably going to happen is I'm probably going to get, I don't know. We'll see what's going on even if we get back in session. But let's assume that we get back from spring break and we go back to school. I'll probably get a message from someone over Vermillion saying, hey, Mr. Harris, how do you feel like your students are doing? Do you feel like they're prepared, ready to go? So if I can do that and I can get you as prepared as possible and I guess feel comfortable enough to have the test May 5th still, then that's what we're going to do. Whether or not that happens, we'll see. Future us will figure that out. But just so you guys are aware, like don't phone it in, because there's a good shot that you still have to take that test. So with that being said, I'm going to try to keep things consistent. I do want to give you a little bit more time, and the workload's going to stay the same. So you're not going to have any homework. Like this stream time 9 to 11 will be, or 9 to 10 will be the majority of, or will be plenty of time really for you guys to do your thing and finish it up, and then you can move on and do whatever classes. So I think that's basically what I have so far. One thing I do want you guys to put in the chat right now is this time interfering with anything? So I don't know what anyone else is doing. I don't know. I know what Ms. Caffarell's doing. I know what Mr. Colan's doing. That's all I know. So I know you guys have stats. I know you guys have AP English. So all these other classes, just let me know in the chat what other teachers plan on doing, and if this is impeding or if this is a good time or what the deal is with that. Because like I said, I want to try to make this consistent so we're all on the same page throughout. So yeah, just let me know in the chat what the plan is for that. If you guys are good. That's my sleep schedule. Trust me, Rachel, I'm the same way. It was nice sleeping in. I was sleeping in today. I think I'm gonna keep it like this. I know it's a little bit up, but it's probably good to stay on a schedule. Wake up on a decent time. All good for me. Okay, cool. So you guys are on the same plan. Perfect. Man, this is way too much talking for me. It's okay. So back to, I guess, content then. We'll see how this works. So same thing in the chat. If you guys have any questions, we'll just get right into some content. So your assignment over the weekend was let me see here. Actually, change to my face cam. Let me pull up Fridays just to double check. Is that clicking really loud? It probably is. I don't know if there's a way for me to get around that, unfortunately. You can probably tell by my voice I didn't sleep very much either. I don't know why. I think I was just like nervous for all this. I probably thought it was gonna fail. But it looks like it's working decent. Everything's gonna load real slow for me. That's good to know. Okay, so yeah, okay. FRQ Part B. And that Khan Academy quiz, which I saw everyone, except I think everyone did that. Maybe not Cole, but Cole's not here. She doesn't. I can't even address that. But Rachel had reached out to me and she was having issues, but we fixed that. So yeah, FRQ Part B, Unit 5, or Khan Academy. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And then we'll see which one is a better. If you do have stuff to work on, we can figure out which one's better to do. Either the hover cam or the whiteboard behind me. All right, Miss Caffarell, if you're watching this is to help you out. So if I just got your text message, if you go to YouTube and just click on your actually you might be able to see. Let me switch to my screen so you can see what's going on my screen. Okay, so switch to here. So if you're in your YouTube, just go up to here where it says your name in the top right. And then if you click on that and go to your channel, that should be enough because it'll take you to your channel and it'll say videos, live, and some other options. And if you're on that screen, that's the right spot to be. So if you go to there, then they should be able to just click on that link that you copy from that screen, and then it'll take them right to the same thing, and then they can just subscribe, and then they'll have you forever. But like I said, if there's any issues for you, it's pretty easy just searching Andrew Caffarell. I had no problem with that. They could find you. It's a little different with my name because mine's very generic, but your name should be good if you just tell them to Google it or search it in YouTube. That'd be my suggestion. So All right. I don't know if I don't know if you guys don't have anything or if my chat's not updating or you guys are still typing stuff out. So I'll give it a little bit more time because it's 15-second delay for me, which means, yeah, gotta wait for you guys to do it. Kind of forgot we had college report at LL, but no question on there. Oh, man. Hunter, it's been one day. You're already disappointing me. Shaking my head. You guys know there's emojis? Let's see if I have like this is gonna be my response to you, Hunter, in emoji form, if I can find one. Something disappointed, maybe crying. Yeah, here we go. This is my response to Hunter. All right, looks like I'm buffering a little bit. Okay, I don't know. On my screen it says I'm buffering. I'm having a little bit of issues. I just got Rachel's message, so I'm gonna wait before I answer you just to make sure that my video's running. Okay, looks like I'm back. Jeez. All right. Okay. So please go over how you got the answers. Okay, so Rachel said, are you planning on just giving the answers when we go over college work, explaining how you got the answers? Liberty said, please go over how you got the answers. Okay, so Unit 5 progress check, free response question B. All right, so let me see. Here's what I'll do. I'll do the first one on my hover cam. So let me go to that. I gotta keep checking to make sure. Okay, so that goes back to my face. So let's do that one. Okay. All right. So we should be. Looks like we're good. All right. So go to your guys' AP classroom. So make sure it's up, obviously. Take a look. I'm just going to start with number 1. So it's going to be a graph. To give you a graph of g. So it's a graph of the function g is continuous, shown in the interval -3 to 5. It's twice differentiable. Let f be the function with f of 1 equals 3, and the derivative given by f prime equals the quantity 6x squared minus 5x times e to the x. All right, so that's where you guys, that's the problem we're going to be working on. No, for part A, it says find the x-coordinate of each critical point of f. Classify each critical point as location of relative minimum, relative maximum, or neither. Okay, so first things first, we think critical points. So they give us, I know my hand's going to block this, but once I start moving, I'll show you what I got. So this is what they give us for f prime. Now let me check. I'm gonna check my stream and see to make sure that you guys are. If this is good, if we can see this. Why is my? All right, once it pops up on my screen, then I'll see how it looks. I'm gonna have to write a little bit bigger. So this is part A. Think it should be okay. Okay. Let me just I'll wait just a second. If you guys can just comment real quick, do you see the writing? Because my feed, it doesn't show the writing, so I want to make sure you guys see it. Just comment real quick if you do. And if you do see it, like if you need me to write bigger or what. Yep, looks good. Okay, cool, perfect. So That's what's given to us. They give us f prime. We're looking for critical points. Whenever we think critical points, we think derivative. We think setting it equal to 0. So basically, we're rewriting this. So the actual derivative is equal to 0. We're going to find the x-coordinate of each critical point. So, and we actually have to classify if they're relative minimums, maximums, or neither. So first, let's just start by finding the critical points. I got these I got a factored form right now, so they factor out e to the x. So the idea here is what we want to do is we want to set each equal to 0. E to the x equals 0. There's no x value that can ever make that true. So if you guys think of an e to the x graph or an exponential graph, that thing is going to just fly up to infinity. There's an asymptote at y equals 0. So it's never going to actually equal 0. So honestly, don't have to worry about it. Not concerned. What we do have to account for, though, is the 6x squared minus 5x. So set that equals 0. You guys are good at factoring, right? You made it this far. Factor out an x. So we got two critical points, x equals 0 and x equals 5/6. All right, so those are your two critical points, two possibilities for critical points. The question then becomes what type of critical points, meaning are they maximums, are they minimums, what's going on here? So the best way to do this, to find this, in my opinion, and I think this is really the way that's taught primarily, is to make a sign chart. So basically what we want to see is what's happening to the left, happening to the right of every interval. So we have to start at, okay, what's our smallest interval here? We have -3 is the smallest value. So we're stuck between -3 and 5. So we need to figure out from -3 to x, which is less than 0. What's happening to f prime of x? We need to find from 0 to x to 5/6, and we need to find from 5/6 to x to 5. All right, so those are the things we need to find. The equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Don't ignore that. That shouldn't be equal to. I wasn't thinking. It should just be in that interval. So not including that point, just in the interval, because we already know what's happening at the point. We know at the point there's 0, but we're concerned about the sign on outside of the point. So okay, all you're doing, I think you guys are okay with this. All you're doing is you're plugging in values that are between -3 and 0. Into our derivative. So you'll pick that derivative at the very top, you'll plug in a value like -1, whatever you choose to do. And you end up getting that this is positive, this is negative, and this is positive. So again, pick something in the interval, plug it into the actual derivative, see if you get a positive value or a negative value. Now, as a reminder, negative values, if the derivative is negative, that means that the slope is negative, meaning the original function was decreasing. If the slope is positive, that means the function had to be increasing. So we know just how slopes work. They have to be increasing if it's positive. So based off of that, then we have to decide what's happening as maximums and minimums. Well, you'll see that at x equals 0, the graph switches from increasing to decreasing, which means that there's going to be a maximum point. So max point at x equals 0. You'd probably want to mention something about f. So at x equals 0, the graph of f switches from increasing to decreasing. So that point, so there's a max point at x equals 0. All right, and then just for the sake of time, same idea for x equals 5/6, except it goes from decreasing to increasing. So you're going to see that the graph is actually going to start going negative before 5/6, and then it turns positive, meaning decreasing, increasing, so minimum. So at x equals minimum, max point at 0. And that's all they wanted for the first part. So those are the x-coordinates of each critical point. We classified them as what they are. It says relative minimum, so maybe you want to specify relative minimum, relative max. Just be careful on how you're doing your answers. All right, I'll stop there. That's part A. Double check with your work. Let me know if you're good, if I can move on. Sorry about the handwriting. I kind of flew through that a little bit just because I thought we'd be all right with that. So I was like, that'll be cool. I've said this before, just a reminder, your sign chart isn't enough. So if I were to stop that problem, all good, you can go on, thank you, Rachel. So if I would have stopped that problem, like with my sign chart and just circled an answer and just went from there, that's not good enough. So you would lose points for that. Make sure, I know I did it like kind of slow, like not great, but make sure you're specific with why. So why is it a maximum? Well, it's a maximum because the derivative goes from positive to negative, meaning the original function f went from increasing to decreasing. You guys should have enough time. Be specific as possible. So anything that your brain knows, make sure that you put it down. Just so there's no way that the grader can misconstrue what you're putting. Okay, so B. B says find all the values of x at which the graph of f has a point of inflection. Give reasons for your answers. So point of inflection. Okay, whenever you think point of inflection, we got to think concavity. Whenever you think concavity, you got to think second derivative. So now we need to find what f double prime of x is. So to do that, what you want to do is use product rule. My suggestion would be to treat the first function. You could distribute. It's going to be two products. It's kind of unnecessarily complicated if you do. So my suggestion is just use product rule. Treat one of the functions as 6x squared minus 5x. The other one is e to the x. All right, so you get the derivative of the first is 12x minus 5 times the second, which is e to the x, plus the derivative of the second, e to the x, times the first function, so 6x squared minus 5x. All right, and then you'll notice again we can actually factor out e to the x. So they both have e to the x in common. So that's good for us because we know what's going to happen when we factor out e to the x. It's never going to equal 0. So that's pretty beneficial to us. And then you're just left with 12x minus 5 plus 6x squared minus 5x. Okay, and now from here you said that equal to 0. Remember, e to the x can never equal 0, so we ignore it. Combine like terms, 12x minus 5x is 7x. So 6x squared plus 7x minus 5. Now from here you're going to factor. So the way you factor is completely up to you. I don't know if you guys need to. I guess you can tell me at the end of the problem if you need to factor, if you need practice. But I've never seen anything that told me you guys couldn't do it. So I'm just going to assume we're okay. Factor through that. You can check your work. But you end up getting x equals negative 5/3 and x equals 1/2. So that's when we have a point of inflection. Now, we might want to still double check. So there's a possibility that that could equal 0, meaning the slope of the derivative is equal to 0, but it doesn't actually change concavity. That's the key. You have a point of inflection when the graph changes concavity. So we still want to see with our sign chart, okay, let's check these intervals. So from -3 to -5/3, and from -5/3 to 1/2, and from 1/2 to 5, what's happening to the second derivative? So we still want to check that just to see if it's the concavity is changing, which it does. So we go from positive to negative to positive. So you can see at both of those points of inflection, it does change concavity, meaning that we do have the values point of inflection there. So again, reasons for your answers, you would write out, well, the graph changes, or the second derivative changes sign at -5/3 and 1/2, meaning that the graph changes concavity at those points, which is the definition of a point of inflection. Okay. What time? Okay, so it's 9:40. Good. Pretty good timing here. All right. 1C. I'm actually going to just show you my work, so I don't have to write out the whole graph. So I basically wrote out the whole chart. I don't want to have to do that again. So I'm going to switch this out. I'm just going to show you my chart here on my notes. So let me double check that this looks okay. Perfect. Okay. So you guys can see here, they want you to fill in the missing entries into the table, describe the behavior G prime and G double prime. So indicate negative, positive, negative. So we kind of already did a little bit of the work for this. So we already found some intervals. So what we can determine is this one. So G prime, remember G prime is just saying the slope of G. So actually, let me take that back. This is G. So we've been working with F, the last two A and B. So maybe that threw you off a little bit. This is actually working with G. So now we need to look at your original graph. So if you guys have AP Classroom opened up, you'll see at that graph. No matter where you are on the graph of G, it's always going to be a downward slope, meaning it's always decreasing. So we always have a negative slope, no matter what the interval is. So those first two lines you can see on my work, or the first two boxes, those are easy to fill out. They're both negative. G prime is always negative. So, or 0. So it's 0 or negative. So we can see that it's decreasing, the slope is down. So negative, negative. Pretty easy answer there. A little bit different for the second derivative. Again, we're checking concavity. So we can see that from negative 3 to 1, so if you look at your actual graph, from negative 3 to 1, that's pretty obviously concave down. So just the graph will show you it's concave down. Since it's concave down, that must mean the second derivative is negative. So we would fill out negative for that. Concave down means negative. From 1 to 5, it switches. So you can see concavity. We know there's a point of inflection at right around there. So the point of inflection is actually at, what did we say, 1/2. So it's close. That means we know anywhere after 1/2, it's changing concavity back to positive. And you can see again the graph. So you can either do the eyeball test or the second derivative test, whatever you choose to do. You can see now it's opening upwards, kind of like a bowl. So it's concave up. So that means that between 1 and 5, right here, we have a positive concavity. So again, first derivative, you're just looking at slopes of the original. And then second derivative, just look at concavity of the original. And that'll give you your answers. I'm going to stop real quick. Actually, no, I'll keep going. And then at the very end, you guys can tell me if you have any questions. All right. Let's see if this is lined up. Yep, okay. All right, part D. Let h be a function defined by h of x equals f of x times g of x. Is h increasing or decreasing from 1 to 5? All right, so first of all, to increasing or decreasing on an interval, we have to decide, all right, what's going to be our critical points, because our critical points tell us when it switches. Our critical points are giving us information on when it stops increasing, stops decreasing. So we need to find a derivative of h of x, which product rule. So f of x times g of x to find the derivative, multiply them together. So you get f prime of x times g of x plus g prime of x times f of x. Just using a product rule, we should be all right with that. Now, the idea is that we have to figure out what's happening with all of those. Basically, we're just saying we don't really even need to, well, okay, so we need to evaluate f prime and g from 1 to 5, but h we can kind of ignore right now. So that's all going to be dependent on what's happening from f of x and g of x from 1 to 5. So let's just take each piece. So we have g of x from 1 to 5. We got to figure out what that is. G of x from 1 to 5. That's pretty easy to do. Okay, to find g of x from 1 to 5, all we got to do is look at the graph of g of x. And you can see from 1 to 5, it's negative. So the values are negative. Okay, easy enough. F prime of x from 1 to 5, we found is going to be positive. So from 1 to 5, you guys can see the derivative of f prime of x we found earlier was going to be positive. So if you look back to the work we did before, you can see, because we know that the derivative from 5/6 to 5 is positive, so that means it has to be positive from 1 to 5. So just by kind of that process of elimination, we can determine, yeah, it's positive. Okay, so we're making some progress. All right, now g prime of x from 1 to 5. That's always going to be negative. How do we know that? Well, we know that it's always negative. G prime of x is always negative if it's not 0. So we can determine, and actually we actually did solve that problem in part C. So in part C, we actually answered that. That was part of our box. So you could see it was negative. We filled that out. If you're confident with your answer, go with it. Slope is always decreasing, so it has to be negative. All right, and the last piece we need then is just f of x. So f of x, we're given a function, right? So if you just look back at the function, which was 6x squared minus 5x times e to the x, you plug in 1, it's going to be positive. You plug in 5, it's going to be positive. So anywhere in between doesn't change. Just by the nature of the polynomial, it's not going to change anything to make it negative. So just by looking at the function, you can determine, yeah, okay, we know that it's going to be positive. Okay. So last thing then is just kind of put this all together. So we need to find what h of x is. Well, we know that's going to be f prime times g of x, so it's going to be a positive times a negative, plus, and then it's going to be g prime of x, which is a negative, times f of x, which is a positive. So that's going to equal a negative number plus a negative number, which is going to be equal to a negative number. So this should actually be h prime of x, h prime of x. So h prime of x is equal to negative, which means it's decreasing on that interval. If you want, you can always feel free to just describe why it's negative, why it's positive. You can talk about that specifically. Like I voiced it, but if you want to write it down, absolutely feel free to give even more response value, I guess. And it leaves nothing up for interpretation. So it's always good to show extra work, but since it's practice, this is kind of what we went through. I'm going to stop there. So that was 1. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and chat. Let me know. No questions for that problem. All good. You can keep going. Thank you, Rachel. Wait for Hunter and Liberty. So my plan, while you guys are figuring out if you have any questions, I'll read the chat. But my plan is that by the end of the day, I'll just post these streams. You'll just see that the beginning part will be calculus, the middle part will be, or calculus BC, the middle part will be calculus AB, and the last part will be algebra. All right, so Liberty said, could I plug in 1 for h prime of x and find its sign, or does that not generalize that interval is decreasing? So you want to be careful with plugging in 1 for h prime of x, because we want to know not only when x is 1, but when x is 1.2, when x is 2.3. When x is 4.04445. You know, we got to make sure that it's positive every single time. So you have to be careful with that. My recommendation is just leaving h prime alone. Just figure out the other two, because that's the only stuff we give information on. If we had a function for h prime, it would be a little bit different, or for h, it would be a little bit different. So we could work from there. But since we don't, you want to just keep h prime as h prime of x and just see in that interval what's happening. Because we know what's happening in the interval every single time for all the other things, we're not positive with h prime of x. So hopefully that makes sense, Liberty. All right, so we got about 10 more minutes. So I'm going to try to go through this a little bit quicker. This is going to be 2. So here's what we'll do instead for 2. I'm going to go over the answers for 2. So I'm going to talk about them right now. I'll go over the answers. And then you guys can let me know which ones you would like to take time to go over. So first off, 2a. So using correct units, interpret the meaning of f prime of 4 equals negative 30 in the context. Okay, so not so bad. So we had to read the context. It's about a fish in a small bay. So it's modeled by f. We want to know what f prime of 4 is. Okay, so we know that derivatives are rates of change. So we should definitely have that included. We also know that this has to do with population. And we know 4 is t, so time. So we know at time 4. And they measure time in days. So we got days, we got the number, we know it's the rate of change. Just got to put that all together. And so the final answer is the rate of change of the population of fish in the bay is decreasing by 30 fish per day at time t equals 4 days. Very important you say 30 fish per day, so that's telling you it's a rate. Also, say the rate of change is decreasing. So it's very important you mention that since it's negative 30, it's decreasing. Okay, so that's A. B, based on the model, what is the absolute minimum number of fish in the bay over the time 0 to 8? Justify your answer. So to do this, we have to first find the derivative. Again, absolute minimums, whenever we think of absolute minimums, local maximums, absolute maximums, we definitely have to at least get critical points. So what you guys wanted to do is take the derivative. Your derivative should have been 10 times the quantity 3t squared minus 24t plus 45. So that should have been the derivative you got. Set that equal to 0. 10 never equals 0, so you can ignore that. You set the inside of the parentheses equal to 0, and you get your time as 3 and 5. So t equals 3, t equals 5 as your critical points. All right, now after you do that, it says the absolute minimum number of fish. So since we're looking for an absolute minimum, what we want to do is we want to use candidates test. Local minimum, you just want to take intervals because it could be multiple values. Absolute minimum, you have to take candidates test. So we're going to use candidates test. We're going to find the endpoints and the critical points. So you want to find f of 0, f of 3, f of 5, f of 8. F of 0 was 1,000. F of 3 was a relative max. So based off of the fact that it's a relative maximum, that can't be the minimum. Right? We know that values have to be less than that if it's an absolute max. Or a relative max, sorry. So just kind of, you don't even have to plug in values for 3. Just, you know it's an absolute max, can't be it. Or relative max. F of 5 is 1,500 fish, you just plug in 5. You know that one might be a relative minimum, so you do have to check that. F of 8 is bigger than 1,500 because it increases after 5. So after t equals 5, your graph is increasing. So if you chose, like for instance, what my work was is I did take derivative and I used a sign chart. I saw from 5 to 8 the graph is increasing. Well, the only way that the graph can be increasing is if then every value after 5 is bigger than it. Right? So that means it has to be higher than 5. So there's no point in checking 8 either. So 8 and 3, no reason to check. 0 and 5 are the only two you really needed to plug in. And you found out 0 is 1,000 fish, which is the lowest. So your answer ended up being f of 0. So the absolute minimum number of fish is 1,000 fish. Okay, part C. So it says, for what value is the rate of change of the number of fish in the bay decreasing? So to find the rate of change of the number of fish in the bay, we want to know when that's decreasing. We want to find the second derivative. So to do that, we take, just do what we've been doing. You guys should be already second derivative. You get 10 times the quantity 6t minus 24. Or 0 equals 60 times the quantity t minus 4. So we're finding a point of inflection, and you get that point is at t equals 4. And then use your sign chart. You find from 0 to 4 that it's concave down. From 4 to 8, it's concave up, meaning that the rate of change of number of fish is decreasing when f double prime, or the second derivative, is less than 0. So from 0 to 4. Okay, and then the last one, part D. For 0 to 8, the number of pelicans flying near the bay is modeled by the differential function p, where p is the function number of fish in the bay. Based on the models, write an expression for the rate of change of the number of pelicans flying near the bay at t equals c. So first of all, we have to figure out, okay, f of t. We know f of t is the number of fish in the bay. So p of f of c equals the number of pelicans at time t equals c. Again, you have to. It's basically we're making a composite function, right? We're finding p of f of c. We're replacing t with c now because t is equal to c. And then instead of fish, now we're worried about the pelicans. But the pelicans are dependent on the number of fish. So you make this composite function. I'll actually put it here just so you can see what I'm talking about. So P of f of c equals to the number of pelicans. So at time t equals c. Now the question is saying, what is the rate of change of the number of pelicans? So if that's the number of pelicans, we want to find the rate of change of the number of pelicans. We need to find the derivative of that composite function, which we know we have to use chain rule. So the chain rule is saying that's the derivative of the inside function times the derivative of the entire function. So the entire function is prime of f of c times the derivative of f of c. Okay, and then from here, all you want to do is you want to plug in the values we have. So, for instance, we know what f prime of c is. We found it earlier. It's just this f prime of t, but c is replacing t. So we can say this is equal to 10 times 3c squared minus 24c plus 45. Okay, and then this is going to be multiplied by p prime. So multiplied by p prime of f of c. So we were given f of c. F of c is 10 times c cubed minus 12c squared plus 45c plus 100. Sorry, I ran out of room there. All right, and that's your final answer. That's all they wanted. So they say, based on the amount, write an expression for the rate of change. They weren't asking for a question. They weren't asking for an answer because there's no way for us to actually find p prime because we're not given p. We have no way to get that derivative. So we know p prime is equal to that. No need to simplify. You are good there. And that was number 2. So I know I went through really quickly. If you have any questions, let me know. We have about 3 more minutes. I think some of my calculus AB kiddos are flying in here. So if you are a calculus kid, why are you interfering? We're trying to work here. They're so excited. You got 2 minutes. Makes sense. Perfect. All right. So, Hunter, if I get some feedback from you, then I'm a happy camper. All good. Okay. Well, guys, that was our first weird day of Calculus BC that we're going to have the rest of the year. Hopefully it's okay. Please make sure you guys let me know if you have any feedback, if there's something you need from me, if you didn't like how we did something, whatever is best suiting you, that's what I'll do. So you 3, this was kind of like my practice round. Just let me know what you think if you have any concerns. So let me switch back to me. You guys are good to go. End of class. Hopefully this is going to work. So your homework is nothing tonight. Just take the day off. Hunter said I think it went pretty well. Rachel, yeah, no homework tonight. So you guys don't have anything to worry about. I want you just to take the day, reflect a little bit. I wanted you to get accustomed to this kind of format, and then this is what we're going to be doing from now on. So make sure you smash that subscribe button too while you're at it. I mean, come on, just go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to assume everyone laughed at that. That's what I'm hoping for. I can't see anyone's reaction. So you guys are good to go. You can see on this calendar, same time tomorrow. I'll be here. I'll have a live chat pretty much throughout the rest of the day. There'll be a quick break, but at my office hour, if you guys want to email me, whatever, let me know. Yeah, Ethan Thomas. All right, Ethan saw that. Thank you, Ethan. I know you'll smash that subscribe button. LOL. Thanks, Hunter. All right. So I think we should officially begin some calculus people in here. So you guys, calculus people, if you're in here, let me. Oh, you can like my stream. That's pretty cool. Only one like, dang. 1 for 3. It's a 33% like. That's tough. Hey, thanks, Hunter. You have a good day too. Give it a like. Ethan, smash that like too. Yeah, okay. So Ethan must have liked it. Hey, while you guys are at it, all you calculus kids coming in, smash that like, comment, subscribe. You know, the usual. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. 7 likes. Oh, what a day. I've never had that many likes in my life. Jaden said Nas. I don't know if that means like no, or if that means like Lil Nas. I don't know what Jaden's saying. 11 likes. Oh, what a day. All right, if you're in calculus, we're gonna get started here soon. So if you're in calculus, just give me a comment. There's no way for me to tell who's here. So just type something in there. So I don't care. Put your favorite number. Put an emoji. Whatever you gotta do. Let me see who's here. Alexis. All right. Stacklin, dislike. Come on now. Come on. Someone disliked this? Nas is Nicksworth's nickname. Oh, I like what you did there, Jay. Nickname, because his name's Nick. That's clever. Big fan of that. Everyone's being all nice, and Stacklin goes dislike. Unbelievable. Brayden, online class. Yeah, welcome. Hey, you guys might have to get used to this for college. You might be taking some of these. Zach, appreciate it. Jasmine, Josh, what it do? It do good, Josh. Do good. Good morning, Zach Jones. Oh, Digidio. I like it. He's YouTube famous now. Yeah, Jasmine. I'm gonna be too big for you guys pretty soon here. You won't be hearing from me. I'll be on Good Morning America pretty soon. You know, with my YouTube prowess. With the 12 likes, kind of impressive. Kind of a big deal now. What a fine morning. I'm assuming some people are probably still sleeping. But I'm glad that we got a pretty good showing. How's my... Okay, a pretty good showing with my 9th period. Doing all right. 12 likes, 2 dislikes. Who's disliking this? And once I find out some statistics, I don't know if I can get to statistics, but that's going to be points knocked off your grade for any dislikes, just so you guys know. Stacklin already took off 2 points in the grade book for you. You made the decision when you disliked. There's nothing I can do about that. So I'm going to get started here. I think that should be enough time. It's 10:03. Just pretend like it was a bell. Okay, you had 3 minutes to get here. So I'm going to get started. Welcome to Mr. Harris's webinar, stream, whatever you want to call it. But welcome. You guys can see I have my varsity calculus shirt on, just for you guys. It has a pie on the back. You might be able to see it. Pie somewhere. This was, I think, last year's group. I'm like, yeah, way to go, Josh. So I think this was last year's shirt they made, which is also very disappointing because I don't know what's going to happen with us. I don't know if we'll be able to make a shirt. I hope we do. We'll see. Maybe we'll make one anyways. I don't know the logistics of that, but maybe I'll just get them mailed to me and I'll have you guys pick them up at like an undisclosed location. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, yeah, I'm watching this shirt. Who just typed in a paragraph? Man. Oh, Peyton, can I watch this later? Uh-oh. If I can't watch it all now, or will we be docked points if we're not watching it this time? Okay, Peyton, I'll address that in a second. Ethan said he'll make it perfect. All right, so let's get started kind of talking about what's going on. So today was supposed to be in school. Obviously, you guys heard there was a case of corona in Lorain County. So with Lorain County, meaning it's close, right? If it didn't hit home for you guys yet, it does now. So we know what's going on. We know what's happening. It's an issue. Make sure you guys are just completely, obviously education is important. That's what we're here to do. But you guys got to make sure that you're staying healthy, doing what you can, avoiding large areas, making sure you're washing your hands, all that good stuff. So whatever you got to do that, just be smart. Try to stay healthy as much as you can, because it's not always about you. It's about those around you, your parents, your grandparents, whatever. We want to try to keep everyone healthy. Let me just talk about kind of what I think is going to be happening, and we'll kind of push forward from there. So first of all, everyone get your calendars open. I might be referencing it. here and there. So get your calendars out, take a look at it. You can see it looks like a ton going on, mostly because the learning target was pretty long for this week. I'm going to not be flying through. Okay, I know I'm going to be taking a little bit of time. Right, I think things will be a little bit longer because of just the nature of the stream. So I want to be very cautious, take my time, make sure that we get comfortable with this format because this is pretty weird. All right, so for the next 3 weeks, here's what's going on. First of all, next 3 weeks, I say that because that's the plan. From all I can understand, even Governor DeWine said it doesn't seem like there's a good possibility it's not going to be just 3 weeks. There's a strong possibility that it could be the rest of the school year, or at the very least a large portion of the school year. Now, I kind of yelled that. Hopefully I didn't hurt anyone's ears. The majority of you, you're immediately thinking, all right, well, what about AP test? And that's a completely reasonable thing to be asking yourselves. So your AP test is going to be still on. I mean, it's still scheduled for May 5th. And there was a message AP kind of gave out and showed that that's the plan. It's still planning to take it. Now, they did say they'll make accommodations. So if we feel like we need to, if it's necessary, we can move the test back. Now, I said for BC, I'm not positive what I want to do for BC. BC might be they might be fine to take it. We're going to figure that out. But for you guys, I think it's smart to just do whatever we can to extend it. And you'd probably agree. So the idea is I think the last week is May 22nd, like the week of May 22nd. It's the last week they're going to be able to offer it. Future us will figure that out because if schools cancel, we can't even get together to take it, then this isn't going to happen. There's going to be some other accommodation. They're working on it, but that's what I have so far. So that's number one. Don't think that regardless of what happens, still always have in the back of your head until otherwise that we're taking this AP test. Meaning it's extra important for you guys to be here, to be paying attention, to be engaged, to be doing your work. Because the AP test is already fairly difficult. This is going to make it even harder. But besides all that, we're still getting grades. So you guys will still be getting your updated grade books. I'm treating it very similar to how class is every day. That's my plan. I don't want to mess you guys up too much. I want to try to keep it as consistent as possible. So that means that we are going to be still doing AP College board stuff, still being in Khan Academies, still be grading accuracy, still be grading just doing it. There's a lot of different things that are going to go into it. So just keep that in mind. Your grades are still going to be finalized. You're still going to have quarter 3 grades, quarter 4 grades, all that stuff. Just know that's happening. All right. And then in general, you guys can see I put a stream time on the calendar and an office hour. So I wanted to do 10 to 11 as like a lecture. Not necessarily a lecture, just basically opening. Well, I guess it is. It's like a lesson. So I want to take that time to give content. I want to provide content. I want to show you exactly what we're doing. I want to show you example problems. It might be a lot of me talking. I'll try to get a little bit of feedback. But the nice thing about that is that you guys will still have that teaching. So you still have me communicating with you. I'll still be teaching you, being goofy, doing normal stuff. Now, Peyton made a good point. So stream time, 10 to 11. Do I have to be there every day? Am I taking attendance? No. And the fact of the matter is not because I strongly encourage it. I understand if there's, just like in school, if you're sick or if there's someone you can't make it, then you don't make it. That's fine. But this is going to be a very beneficial time for you. Now, the good thing though is this, because at school, if you're not there, you're missing the lesson. You have nothing. You just have to ask your friends or me, come to see me, and then get notes, and then have someone re-explain it, all that stuff. Now though, I'm going to have a video I can just upload right to YouTube. So even if you can't make a stream, you guys can watch everything that's happening. So hello everyone on YouTube, if you're watching this later. So you can still watch this later, and you can see exactly what happened in the lesson. You'll see all my notes. Everything will be the exact same as it is the live stream. The only difference is I know a lot of people like to have that like immediate feedback. So I know a lot of you guys like to say, have a question, you want it answered. Or maybe something I don't address. So if I were to just sit here and lecture to you, maybe I'll miss something. Or maybe I took things for granted. Having you guys here allows me to get feedback, because if you have a question on something, everyone, or at least a good majority of people, probably have the same question. That's my mindset. So that's why I think doing this live sessions are going to be beneficial. Again, though, like to answer Peyton's question again, you're not getting docked any points. I won't know if you're watching the videos. I won't know if you're in live stream. There's nothing I can do about that. I strongly encourage you to. And if I see grades start slipping, my very first reaction is going to be, all right, calling a parent or emailing a parent. I'm saying, hey, is your son or daughter, are they watching the stream? Are they watching the YouTube videos? How are they learning? Because if I find out that, they're not doing, anything, then I can determine that's why your grade's falling. So hopefully that answers Peyton's question about watching it later. Regardless of this, so we're going to have office hours. Now, office hours are going to be 1 to 3. It's not always going to be the stream. So first of all, office hours I might be streaming for some of it, but I'm not going to be posting it to YouTube. So if you have a personal question on a problem, that's like we're doing a problem and you have a question on it, come to the office hour and ask it there. I won't be taking a video so no one can watch their YouTube on YouTube. Now, with that being said, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do office hours. I want to do some of it live, but there's going to be times where I don't know if it's going to be if I need to sit here for 2 hours, because I think about when I'm at school and half the time people aren't going to show up, or they only need something really quick. I don't know. I don't want to sit on a stream for 2 hours if I don't need to be. So I'm going to kind of keep that up in the air. Right now my plan is from 1 to 3 of my office hour, meaning I'll definitely answer any emails. So if you have any emails whatsoever, I'm definitely going to answer those. I'll still be available to talk. It's just whether or not I'll be live. Now, I think a lot of it's going to be case to case. So if I find that there's certain students who need it or who really prefer it, even if it's one student, then I'll do it. I'll come in live and we can just do stuff there. But if I find out that it's not really benefiting anyone, no one's really doing it, then, we'll see. Maybe my initial plan, maybe office hour is 1 to 2 I'll be live, and then 2 to 3 I'll be just on email. I don't know. We'll see. So with that being said, you guys give me feedback. Whatever you feel is beneficial, whatever you would like to see, whatever best suits you is what I'm here to do. So I just need some feedback on that. Again, office hour is not going to be time for me to lecture. I'm not going to lecture anything. I'm going to sit here like this, twiddling my thumbs a little bit, do work, as if it was like a planning period for me, and just wait for people to give me some questions. That's the plan. Now, you'll see Friday I don't have office hours. I'm still going to do the streams like normal, but the stream's going to act as an office hour. So I think this is going to be what I'm going to do every Friday. I think I'm going to try my best on Fridays to just give an assignment that has no notes. So like, for example, this week we have a college board that's over the weekend. My plan is just to give one of those that's just going to be just work for you guys to do, and then it'll be like an office hour. So you can come in at 10 to 11, you can work on your assignment, and I'll just sit here and like answer questions as you go, or I can go through problems or whoever's in here needs. But I don't want to teach anything new on Friday, so I plan on department-wise, we plan on meeting still on Fridays at 2 or 1, I mean, which means that I won't be available because we'll be communicating as a math department, and trying to brainstorm, think of ideas, stuff like that. So that'll be like a stream / office hour. Kind of work as both. All right. Sorry, I know I'm just talking and rambling. It's really weird. I'm just looking at this camera and just rambling. It's kind of weird, but I'll get used to it. I think that's what I want to address right now. So I'm going to wait. I know it's on a delay. I think it's like a 15-second delay. That's what BC was saying, which isn't actually bad. I'm going to wait and see the comments. If anyone has any questions, right now is the time to ask them, and I will address it. And I think I hit on what I wanted to, but if not, just sound off. Is that what they say? Ethan, is that what they say? Sound off in the chat? Does that sound like a gamer? Or Jaden, good comms. I know that. All right. Josh, thank you. Would you be able to break the streams into courses, like separating A, B, and B, C, so there isn't a 2 or 3 hour block of a stream? That's a good question, Josh, and I've been thinking about that. So the answer is yes, I could. I don't think I'm going to, but yeah, Ethan game removed. So I don't think I'm going to, but this is my plan. If I do a straight stream, so basically from 9 to 12, it'll have every class in it, and you're right, it will be 3 hours long. I get that. Now, here's my idea is I'm just going to, instead of breaking it up into different streams, I was planning on just making Chad. Who invited Chad? Instead of breaking it up into streams, I was just going to, like, in the description, say, all right, guys, BC is from 1 or 9 or from minute 1 till 50. AB is from an hour till 2 hours. Algebra 2 is from 2 to 3. That was my plan. And just break it up in the description. And in the description, I was planning on maybe describing what we did really briefly, like saying AB from hour mark 1 to 2 worked on integration. Something like that. That was my plan to set up. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe make some comments right now. See if that will work. I don't really have a problem with breaking it up. It's a lot of videos though. It's gonna have like a ton of videos in my YouTube. Which, I mean, if I'm trying to become YouTube famous, clearly is why I'm doing this. So maybe it'll help me get famous. I don't know. The more videos, the more chance. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to get famous. Sounds good, Josh. You're the man, Josh. Chad, I can't believe you're here. Want to learn some calculus? I'm guessing Rachel probably told you I was going to be here, but pretty cool to see you. All right, so Josh says it's good. I can always adapt. So you guys think of anything else? Zach said I don't think you need to break it up. Okay, cool. So we'll stick with that. It's gonna be a little harder but you guys are all gonna be smashing that subscribe button, so you'll be able to just look at my page and find everything. You'll just have to you have to basically see the calendar and match it up with the day. So like 3, 16, 20. You'll see what lesson we did that day. Olivia says key one string. Okay, cool. Jane said you can divide the videos up also. Jaden, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like divide it, like make different videos? Or like is there like a way I can like make a transition? Is that what you're saying? I'm not going to sit here and wait because it's a delay, so I just kind of feel like an idiot, but kind of cool. I just realized that my 8th and 9th period now get to come together. Just one AB class. And Chad Ridge. You can set up different sections on the YouTube channel. The different sections are okay. That was what I was thinking too, Jaden. That is an option. I'm still kind of. I don't know. I think maybe at least today it seems like it's going to work out pretty well. Just have one big stream because it seems like it's going to be like a flawless transition. Because I'm going to take up the full hour. But like if I was in BC and it only took 45 minutes and I had like a 15-minute window where like I wasn't streaming, no one was in here, no one was asking questions, just kind of me sitting here. You guys don't want to see me just sitting here for 15 minutes, so I might break up like those videos. I guess we're going to kind of play it by ear. I would see though, like I think Stacklin said, it might get a little confusing if there are multiple in a day, unless, like Jaden says, I split up sections. So I make one section specifically AB, one section specifically BC, and one Algebra 2. But I would have to be consistent with it. I'd have to make it like every time. So maybe today this is gonna be our practice round. We're gonna do like a seamless one, and then we'll adjust if need be. Okay. Good question, though. Any other questions you guys have? I like the sections. So Chloe prefers that I split it up into different sections. So you do different streams them. Okay. So it looks like we're pretty much. I mean, I think 5 people, 3 to 2. Looking like in favor right now of just doing one stream. Yeah, it has to be one or the other, so I'm not going to be able to please everyone with it. I don't really see too much of an issue with doing one stream as long as I do a good job of specifying like when it switches. But you guys can find that, I think. All right, so Jasmine says, how are tests going to work? Very good question. And the answer right now, frankly, is I don't know how tests are going to work. The plan is not having tests. Maybe like I might, again, I don't know, but I might do like a take-home test. Now, as you know, take-home tests are going to be kind of weird because there's no way for me to monitor anything. There's no way for me to tell anything of what you're doing while you're taking it, obviously. So I'm hesitant to do that a little bit. But I do think it might be beneficial. So I don't really know what that. The other opportunity we have is College Board has assignments, so I can make an assessment on that. Khan Academy has unit tests, so I might do stuff like that. Well, I probably will do stuff like that. So that'll be your assessments if that's what you're asking. Your points are going to be primarily still AP Classroom points. So College Board points and Khan Academy points will be the large chunk. I'm still going to be doing written work. So I'm still going to assign book work. I hope you all have your books. I guess I should probably ask that. You don't have to sound off in the chat right now, but maybe I'll ask that after we're done addressing questions. But I hope you guys have books. I might be able to get you online versions. It's not going to be I don't know how I'm going to do it, but there may be chance, especially with what's going on, I might be able to reach out to them and see if I can get an online version. We'll keep that in the works, but that'll be other assignments, bookwork. Now the bookwork, there's two ways we're going to do this. Either you're going to just post in the Google Classroom, so I'll make an assignment that says Calc AB assignment, bookwork, blah, 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 blah. And if that's the case, then I'll just have you take pictures of your work and upload it to the assignment, which is one option. The other option I have is to just say, oh, in 3 weeks, when we meet up, if we meet up, then I can, actually I guess it's really 4 because we have spring break, but I guess I can just check the work then, which is a pain, but it's, it's where we're at, so that's going to be, I think, hopefully I addressed your question, Jasmine. That's kind of how the grades are going to work, and you're still going to have grades, so everything's still going to be graded. I'm still going to be updating your grade book. I think, as far as I know, you're still going to have end of quarter grades. You're still going to have end of fourth quarter grades, all that good stuff. All right. Okay, so I'm getting some feedback on the books. Ethan doesn't have a book. Yeah, I know that. Staglin has one. Haver has one. Katie has one. Okay, I'm sure most people do. I know there's a select few, and my intention was Monday just to have everyone bring one home, but of course Monday got canceled. Well, today. I was planning on doing today. So, like I said, maybe I'll do some investigation, see if I can get some things. Oh, Ethan says he has a book. I don't know if I believe him. No, I'll believe him. If not, though, guys, just text a friend, message me. I'll get a picture of the pages you need to do. Okay, at the very least. So we'll find it. We'll make it work. We're gonna have to make it work. We don't have a choice. Okay, so let me scroll back up because we have a couple. Okay, so like Josh, I'll get to your question. I had a couple up here. So Josh addressed earlier, if it's too much work to split it up, we can just seek to that time that our stream starts. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Josh. I think it's going to be more work for me to split them up than necessary if all you guys really need to do is just fast forward. I don't think that's asking too much. You can just fast forward, and if you find you're too far into the lesson, just backtrack. I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. Alexa said you could just write down the time that you start each section and put those times. Yeah, I agree, Alexis. That was the plan. So I'll just rewatch the video, and I'll put in the description the times that you're going to be watching your class, right? I'm not going to ask you to watch the entire, you don't need to learn Algebra 2 stuff. And if you're curious, maybe BC. That might be fun for you because they're doing review of AB, so maybe it might be good. And they're on the same unit as us, interestingly enough. But yeah, I get what you guys are saying. All right, so Josh said, is it possible for you to scan it into Google Classroom? Josh, I'm assuming you mean scan your work. Is that what you're referring to? Like, is it possible to scan your work you do into Google Classroom? Let me see. Comment to see if maybe that's what you're saying. Brayden says he has a book. Jasmine says that I'll get to Jasmine in a second. Ethan is capping. I don't really know. I think that means he's lying, maybe. I don't know. Zach said there's already an online copy of the book. Okay. So, Zach, maybe, I don't know if you want to do it here, but if you wouldn't mind, would you be able to maybe email me or something, how you did that or how you found that? You don't have to do it right this time. Maybe make a note for yourself to shoot me an email. Because I'm very curious on how we could do that. That'd be very beneficial. I know I can talk to my BC kids because they have online copies. So if at the very least, Zach, if you can't remember, if you don't have any idea on if you have it or anything, I can ask those guys and they might be able to help me. Zach said yes. Okay, email too. Perfect. Thank you, Zach. So Zach will email that to me, and then I'll be able to give you guys the update in Google Classroom on what we can do if you don't have a book at home. That's perfect. I think I might have. Did I assign a bookwork this week? I think I might have. No. Okay, I didn't. I think I did that on purpose. But that's okay. So now I know that once we get that set up, I'll be able to assign you guys bookwork and not have to worry about whether or not you have a book to do it. Perfect. Okay, I think that's all the chat stuff I got. Anyone else have any questions? Take a second if you need to think about it. Also, if there's anything issues we're having, or if the stream's not updating very well, is it buffering? Is the sound good? Like any issues right now with the stream? Let me know. Because there's a little more people in here than there was in VC, so I want to see if it's staying consistent. What a day. Wonder if it's nice outside. Haven't been outside yet. So what you guys are kind of thinking, just off the top of the head, again, stream time I want to keep consistent. I want to give you guys some consistency in your lives during this crazy time. I want to give you some structure. People like structure. So plan on 10 to 11, just make it a habit. Like you're watching your favorite streamer. Your new favorite streamer will be Mr. Ayers. That's all. Instead of going on Twitch, you can watch me. Because I'm way more interesting than those people, obviously. Okay, I'm not seeing any response. I think it's been about 15 seconds for the buffer. But you guys might be typing, so I'll still give it a little bit more time. You're my favorite streamer. Thank you, Ethan. I know it's a very competitive atmosphere out there. I'm competing with all those other famous guys that I know all about. Really learning a lot from them and how they do it. Really just my idols. Everything seems fine to me. Good, Josh? All right, so next thing I want to ask you guys, you can still type questions. I'll just get it a little bit later. But next thing I want to ask you guys is this okay? Is this time okay? Because I don't know what everyone else is doing. I don't know what everyone else is doing, so I want to make sure if you guys could give me some feedback too. Is 10 to 11 all right? Are you guys busy in 10 to 11? Do you have other things that other teachers were asking you to do 10 to 11, or is this like a good time you can be here? Brandon says I'm competing with. Oh yeah, I can't compete with him. He's way too good of a streamer for sure. I hope he's not doing that right now, because I haven't seen him pop up yet. So, Zach, my email. I'll tell you what, Zach, I'll send you an email just so I don't have to put it up here. I'll send you an email and then you can just respond to it. All right? So let me do that now before I forget. Everyone else is saying the time is all right. 10 to 11 should be fine. Good. So you guys get to sleep in still a little bit, which is kind of nice. So at least I was nice enough to do that for you. And, you guys are responsible. This is good. I think this is good. So you don't have to sleep in till, noon every day. It'll let you guys kind of get your day started, be productive members of society, get some things done, help around the house, help your parents out, get math homework done, all that good stuff. And so I'll try to keep this consistent. All right, Zach, real quick, I'm going to send you that because I know I'll forget. So while I'm doing this, maybe in the chat you can type something out. How you feeling? How's everything going for you? Life good? Are you happy about what's going on? I mean, you can't be happy about what's going on, but maybe are you happy with the solutions for teaching we found? Like, are you happy with the stream idea? Are you happy with what other teachers are doing? Are you scared? Are you nervous? Like, let me get some feedback. Let me see how you guys are doing. I know this is pretty weird for me, so. Alright, Zach, I sent a very informal message to you, but at least that way you know who to respond to. I think my click is really loud. Alright, I'm getting some good. Alright, time is alright. Yeah, it's a good time. Time is fine. If we get the Rona, do we still have to do schoolwork? I like your nickname for it, Stacklin. It's gonna be treated just like school at the end of the day. So I mean, you guys probably understand it's lenient. I'm already, especially with this class, I'm fairly lenient with as long as you get your work done before we have an assessment. I'm fairly lenient. So if you guys do get sick, God forbid, make sure you just let me know, fill me in on what's going on, and then we'll play it by ear. But no, the expectation is if you're sick, I don't expect you to do schoolwork. All right, no one's got especially this sickness. This isn't something to mess around with. You need your rest. You need to do that. Okay, so the assignments aren't going anywhere. You'll still be able to do them. You're just gonna have to communicate with me like always. So hopefully that answers your question or your comment, Stacklin. Brandon says I'd definitely rather be in school. Yeah, Brandon, I think I would too. As fun as this is for me to just gain these subscribers second by second, I think schoolwork it'd be much more conducive. I'd rather be in. Yeah, Haber agreed. Thomas, Ethan, other teachers are just giving random work at random times. It sucks. Okay. So yeah, it's so hard. None of us, this just got thrown onto us, as you guys can imagine. You know, I'm a first year teacher. I didn't learn this in college. In case that was a surprise to you guys, this wasn't like something like, all right, guys, in the case of a virus outbreak, this is what you do. I didn't have a class on that in college, so you know, you just remember that us teachers are doing the best we can. All right, we're just winging it a little bit. Chloe, I know you'd rather be in school. Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, Katie, this is very, very weird. Just everything about this is weird. Yeah, being in school just makes life much easier. Everything's more organized. You have a schedule, a regimen. Yeah. Jaden said this is a vibe. I don't know if it's a good vibe, Jaden. It is a vibe, but whether or not it's a good vibe, that's up for interpretation. I'm just waiting until there is a Vox article a couple of years down the line. Yeah, you know that silver lining. This isn't really even a silver lining, I guess. But as much as this is messed up, it's you guys are gonna live through this, which is an interesting thing to say because you've seen the articles that something like this hasn't happened since I don't even know, like a long, long time. So I think I don't remember what they said, but I read somewhere that it's been a really long time. So this is new, like this is kind of revolutionary stuff, and it might change the way things are run. It might change the way government is run, the way people handle these situations, which is pretty groundbreaking. So you're part of history. It's probably a twisted way to look at it, but yeah. So I'm hopefully everyone's healthy. Hope everyone's doing good. I know, like me personally, I have allergies pretty bad. So don't panic if you guys are feeling a little bit congested. You can probably hear my voice. I'm a little congested, but I know I have pretty bad allergies, so I've been taking medication, which is helping a lot. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you guys are smart, washing your hands, all that stuff. Don't try to get in public areas as best as you can. So I think that's good. I'm not seeing any more comments flowing in, so that means that's going to be my cue to go on to the next part of the stream here, which is discussion of homework. So, hopefully I'm not yelling. I feel like sometimes my voice gets like a yelling pitch. Oh, I got to find that happy medium. All right, so let me pull up last week's calendar. It's going to be pretty slow just because of the stream slows things down. MacBooks aren't they weren't made for me to like stream, so bear with me here. Most people who do this have like hardcore setups with like a hard wire to their internet. And I'm working on like an internet that's made for one person, not for to stream to 20 people. Annalise is here. All right. Good to see you, Annalise. Zach says, also you might be able to use these videos for future class. Yeah, that's a really good point, Zach. That's a really good point. And that's something I didn't even think about till now. I mean, this is actually it's actually really useful, you know, in future classes. Now that would be a little bit of the benefit for splitting stuff up, and like the title is not making them dates but making them specific topics. That's actually a good point I didn't even really think about. So I wonder if that'd be something that I should do in the future. Maybe have like it's set up so then people can like reference like, hey, I need help with integrals, definite integrals, and if I have a title in my notes or my YouTube page that says definite integral notes, then people can just click on that rather than having to go through every single video and every single date and trying to like search through and find. Yeah, that's a pretty good point, Zach. That might change my opinion on what I'm going to do here then. All right. Okay, so Khan Academy was your homework, basically. The study guide, okay? So let's start actually with that. Thursday's night's homework, which was due today, was U-Sub study guide on Google Classroom, practice problems with definite integrals. That was part of your homework. Now, there's no way for me to collect it now, so just hold on to it. If we get back at school, I'll figure it out then. But for now, that was homework still. So I would like to talk about that if you have any questions on that. And then Khan Academy. So you had 3 assignments. I think you had 3 assignments for Khan Academy. I think in my notes or my calendar I said 4, but I think I forgot to post one. My bad. So I'm going to wait a second. Now's your time. We have about 20 minutes. You guys comment what questions you need. Mr. Harris, I'm not going to lie, but I did it. Yeah. Proud of you, sir. Oh, hey, Sarah. Welcome to Calc AB. I was told we may not be coming back to school. Yeah, that's true. We'll address it, Sarah, in about 20 minutes when your class is up for the stream. We'll go through that whole conversation. Olivia said she liked the con. I'm assuming that means it went well for her. Would be my assumption. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. Again, if you guys have any specific questions, I know you're probably getting that out, so I got to give it some time. Con made me mad. Okay, so like the con made me mad. I would swear, but I must follow. Thank you, Ethan. No, yeah, I will mute you so fast if you say anything that you shouldn't say. So, good man. Very mature. Remember, Khan Academy, as you guys know, you can always check the hints, all that good stuff, and double check if you're doing stuff right and if it makes sense to you. The only problem for one of them was how to break up the function into areas we could find. Okay. Emma, do you have a specific problem for that? Mr. Harris is quick with it. I don't know what that means, but other than that, it was fine. Yeah, so Emma, if you give me like an example, maybe which assignment, and then maybe I could pull it up and I could show you guys. Kind of was good. I understood it. Okay, so here's my assess or my I'm thinking of the word I'm looking for. My guess, my prediction is that people probably forgot about the study guide, the U-Sub study guide on Google Classroom. That's my prediction. I don't know if that's true or not. That's my prediction. So the Khan Academy, I actually saw a lot of people did it. I'm not going to grade the Khan Academy because I understand this is kind of weird. I will be grading assignments from now on, at least like I always do. But this one, I just wanted to I was really more concerned to see who was engaging. So I don't think I'm going to take it for a grade. Don't be mad at me, but if you did it, it's going to be very beneficial. And so, yeah, so if you guys, if there's Emma was the only one who had it looked like maybe wanted something cleared up. If you can give me maybe a problem or at least the assignment we can look at, I can pull it up. Jasmine said the study guide was harder than the con. Yeah, I think the study guide was a little harder. The nice thing about the study guide though was it gave you answers. So I did post the solutions, not the solutions I should say. I posted what the answer should be. So getting there might have been difficult, but at the very least you could see what you had to make U equal to, which can be beneficial. One of them was how to break up the function into areas we could find. Okay. So I know what you're talking about, Emma. Let me see if I can. Guessing it was this one. Are we going over the study guide? I also don't remember which assignment. It's all good. Okay. Stacken said she didn't like the study guide. Okay, so maybe the study guide would be something that for the next 20 minutes we can talk about. Haber said it was all good, so I see what you're saying with some of these, though. Basically, the way to split it up is you want to split it up by shapes. All right, so if it's if you see that it's split up, you know they're gonna give you these curves. Most of the time, it's triangles and rectangles. So you really have the choice. Split up however you want. You just got to make sure that it's shapes you can find areas of. So if it's a triangle, you got to make sure you have a base and you have a height. If it's obviously a rectangle, you have to have a length and a width. If it's like a semicircle, so I think they might have had an example. Let me see if they had any examples of semicircles. Yeah, okay, so they did have semicircles. So basically, you want to find the area of an entire circle and then just divide it by 2. All right, that'll give you the semicircle. So that was another way you could do that. If you had to split up, like I think if I remember correctly, there was some problems where you had to split it up into like a quarter or a half of a semicircle. So like it would split the semicircle in half. That means that'd be a fourth of the overall or the overall area. That could have been a little bit of confusion I could see. Other than that, though, I think just the normal shapes I predict weren't too bad. So. Yeah. Okay. So let's then, it seems like maybe it'd be beneficial to talk about the packet. So if you guys want, go ahead and get that open. I will also get that open. And then when you're opening it, try to think of maybe an example. So maybe a problem example you'd like to go over. Too much talking for me. I'm not used to this. Burn my mouth on my coffee. Tough day. Alright, so I have the study guide opened. So again, if you guys have any specific questions you'd like to go over, we can do that. Now, as a reminder, oh, actually, never mind. I don't know if I've talked about this yet. So there's going to be a point where we can take definite integrals and we can put them in our calculator. So I'm actually going to show you guys that at some point. Maybe I'll do it today. But you can, number 7. Okay, cool. So number 7. Yeah, so maybe I can show you after this problem. I'll do this problem without calculator, and then I can show you how you can calculate integrals with your calculator. So let's look at number 7. All right, so now pretty cool what we can do here. So I have 3 different cameras you guys can see. So number 1 is this face-to-face like we have right now. Number 2 is going to split up. So you'll see me in a corner, and then you'll see what's on my screen in the other corner. And then number 3 is I have a hover cam. So you guys can see now this is going to go to like a little notebook. And on the notebook, I can go through the problems, which is pretty cool because now I have the options. And then on the last option I have, if I go back to 1, is you guys can see I have a whiteboard. So if I want to, I can write up on this whiteboard, and then we can go through problems up there. So I don't know which ones you guys are going to prefer. I did the hover cam in BC, and that worked pretty well. They seem to like that. So I'm going to get your feedback. You know, maybe today we'll do hover cam, maybe tomorrow we'll do whiteboard, see which one you guys prefer. It is nice for the whiteboard because I can get up and move a little bit, but it's a little harder to see. The hover cam's more clear. So, I don't know. But let's go to number 7. So, calc AB. Let me check I'm on the right camera. All right. So let's go to 3. Alright, now I'm good. Alright, so we're on Calc AB. M was set number 7, which is from 1/6 to 1/2 of x cosine of x squared dx. Alright, so in the comments real quick, just make sure you guys can see that. Make sure that it's visible. Just give me a quick comment. Say like, give me a thumbs up, or just say we're good, 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 whatever. Oh, I copied down number 5. My bad. Number 7 was 1/6 to 1/2 of cosecant pi t cotangent pi t. Alright, I'm going to wait a second just to see if we can get some feedback. Good, good. Alright, getting goods. Okay. So we have this integral from 1/6 to 1/2. Now, the key here is what we can make t equal to. Or I'm sorry, what we make u equal to. Now, like I said, they actually give you the hint, and they can give you a hint in the practice problem. But in this case, we can make u equal to the inside of the parentheses. So the inside of the parentheses is pi over t, or pi times t. So that's what you let u equal to. U equals pi t. Which means that the derivative, right, is going to be du equals to pi dt. Okay, so now from this point on, we have to find a way that, because if you look at the problem, we have a cosecant and cotangent, and then dt. We have no constants, so it's not pi cosecant cotangent dt. It's just cosecant cotangent dt. So what I need to do is I don't want to have that pi. We want to somehow rewrite that so it's no longer pi. It's something du equals just dt. So we divide by pi. So we have du divided by pi equals dt. All right, and so that's going to get rid of dt for us, which means my new integral becomes 1/6, 1/2, 1 over pi, cosecant of u, cosecant of u, cotangent of u, du. Now, if you guys remember, there's a couple ways we could do this problem. So what I want to do is I want to show you using a calculator, just because I forgot that I have to show you that, and I think now is a pretty good time to do that. Now, before I do that, though, there is one thing I have to change. All right, so there's one thing I have to change because of what we did, and I know this was not great, but we very quickly addressed this last Thursday on what we have to do. So if we're using u substitution, there was two processes. One was get a general antiderivative. So I could go from this spot here. So the spot I have now, I could take the antiderivative, and I can work from there. But since I want to use my calculator, I got to make sure that I can take the integration right off the bat. So I don't have to take a general antiderivative and then evaluate at those points. I just want to be able to plug it in my calculator and go. So to do that, I have to rewrite u. So I need to know what u is at t equals 1/6 and at t equals 1/2. Because then I change my bounds. If I can change my bounds, then everything is in terms of u and I'm in good shape. Alright, so if I plug in 1/6, I just get pi over 6. And if I plug in 1/2, I get pi over 2. And this is good because now we're in radians that are a little bit more expected, that are seen more often than 1/2 and 1/6. We see 1/2 and 1/6, and we see trig. We're kind of thinking, oh, that's not good. It's going to give us decimals. But pi over 6, pi over 2, those are angles. We like angles. Those are big angles that we can use unit circle to find values of. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to show you. I finally bought a calculator. Good, Ethan. Good. So I want to show you guys how we do this in our calculator. So let me just double check my screen to make sure you guys can see the calculator. Perfect. Okay, let it get zoomed in and focused. All right. Let me see if this. Perfect. Okay, so first step you guys want to do is we want to go to math. So you click on math, you get that screen. And instead of derivative or max or min, we want to go all the way down to 9. So where it says fn int. Some of you guys might have a symbol there. I don't know exactly what everyone's calculator says, but basically we're just going to find an integral, and it'll take you to this screen. Okay, now my lower bound is now pi over 6. So you just put in pi divided by 6. My upper bound is now pi over 2, so you put in pi divided by 2. And then we just put in the function, like our new function. So in this case, let's see what we got here. We have 1 over pi, so 1 divided by pi. Close that off, and then times cosecant of u. So how would we put in cosecant? Now, we don't have anything that is in our calculators that can do cosecant, but we do have, we know what cosecant is. So cosecant is going to be 1 over sine. So in this case, we have 1 over sine of x. Close that off, and then times cotangent, which is cosine over sine. So times cosine of x divided by sine of x. And then we're in the variable dx. So you have to scroll over a little bit, and then you'll be at dx. So just checking my work. I rewrote cotangent as cosine over sine. I rewrote cosecant as 1 over sine, and then I still have that 1 over pi. My bounds are good. I press equals, and I get 0.318. All right, and so that's your answer. What you can see, though, is that actually simplifies to 1 over pi. So you'll see in their packet, they'll give you 1 over pi. In this packet, or in the calculator, you'll get 0.318. Now, in a AP test, if that's what you did, if this was a calculator question, they'll accept that answer. Unless they specifically say write your answer in terms of pi or an exact answer, then you might have to do it. But since you don't, this is how we can keep our answer. All right, so that was number 7. So take a second, look at your work, look at that work, see if you guys are good. If you have any questions, put them out, go ahead and put them in the chat there. Sorry for the clicking. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little more time because I know there's that buffer. Will we be solving all of these problems? No, so you didn't have to solve them. Most of them actually you don't need to. The reason being that I decided to do it this way was just because I knew I was kind of running out of time, to be honest, and I wanted to make sure that we at least got the answer and we kind of see one way to do it, and I thought it'd be a good time to do a calculator. So no, ideally we want to do it without a calculator. Again, just figured this would be a good time. So what we end up doing is this problem. I don't have time, unfortunately, right this second to go through the algebra for it. What you want to do, if you guys want to test it, I'll be here for my office hour later if you want to try it out. But what we want to do is we actually want to rewrite the function on the inside. So when I say rewrite, because I do have a little bit of time, let me flip this. We're taking this integral, okay, and we're having, it's cosecant times cotangent, so it's going to be 1 over sine of pi x times cosine of pi x over sine, just like we put in our calculator of pi x dx. So we're going to flip it back into sine and cosine. Simplifying a little bit, I'm going to get cosine of pi x over sine squared of pi x. All right, and then we can actually do u sub here. So if u equals pi of x, du is going to be equal to pi dx. Was this in terms of x? This might have been t. Shoot. Oh, it's t. Darn it. All right, so just everywhere you see an x, just put a t. That's on me. All right, so this is going to be the same situation. We're going to get, in this case, we're going to get cosine of u over pi times sine of u. Okay. My calculator doesn't show the s thing. It just says f int. How do I put the ones? Okay, so stack, and I think you have an older calculator. So with that, what you're gonna need to do, it might be too hard for me to explain. What I recommend is go Google a YouTube video, and they'll have a video showing you how you can do integrals on your calculator. So it involves like putting some commas for the bounds. Sorry, this should be u squared or sine squared. Okay, and so what we can do is we can keep going through this. We can keep rewriting. So, like one way to look at it is cosine of u over pi times sine of u times sine of u. I apologize for my horrible handwriting. Du. So all I did was I broke up that sine squared u into two different sines. And this will turn into cosine over sine is cotangent. So I have cotangent of u divided by pi sine of u. All right, and then from here, we're going to get cosine of u divided by sine of u divided by pi sine of u. So rewriting cotangent again. And then that's going to be equal to the integral of cosine of u. I guess I didn't really need to do all that. That was probably unnecessary. So, you guys are going to hear this 15 seconds later. That part's a little unnecessary. So don't actually worry about those steps. So I'm going to cross those out. All right, so once this catches up, I don't know when you guys will be hearing my voice again. It's 11 o'clock, so I do have to do Algebra 2. But that step I circled, what my challenge to you guys is from here, try to do another u substitution. So instead of using u, use v or some other variable. Doesn't have to be v, it could be w, it could be whatever you choose. But if you do another u substitution, you'll find that you'll be able to get rid of the numerator cosine u du by letting u equal sine. So that's my challenge to you guys. Again, office hour, please feel free to come back, check with me with any questions you have. So that's our class. Yes, yeah, Ethan, you're right. There should be a 1 over pi. So I kind of accounted for that here. Instead of doing 1 over pi, I just put pi in the denominator. Ideally, what you guys would want to do is take the 1 over pi out front. So take it out in front of the integral, ignore it, get rid of it for now. That would be the goal. And like I said, use a second u substitution. That's something we've never done. Like, that's something we haven't done before. So don't freak out, don't panic about it. Like I said, if you guys are curious, you can come back later. Okay, so that'll be the end of Calculus AB. So same time tomorrow. I'll see you guys. And you know what to do. Like, subscribe, the usual stuff, guys. Come on. All right, those of you filtering in from Algebra 2, make sure you guys get your calendars open and out. Dislikes only. Don't listen to Stacklin. Everything you see Stacklin say, just ignore. Only likes. Subscribe. You know, just tell the world how much you enjoy this beautiful stream. Bye, Zach. You're welcome. I'll see you tomorrow. Algebra 2 time. Yeah. That's right, Justin. Guys, this is my third run around. I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. I'm figuring this thing out. I'm getting my my stride. I'm hitting my stride a little bit. A lot of coffee I've been drinking. I almost finished it. Carla, you're great. Already ahead of me. Perfect. Looks like I have 30 viewers, 22 likes. I would like to see that likes go up to like 30, you know, even out the number of people, but, you know, it happens. I get it. I'm going to give you guys like 2 more minutes, Algebra 2 people, to see who comes in the stream. Blake said I'm going back to sleep. Blake, you sleep in class anyways. Second change anything? Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't go back to sleep, Blake. Come on, 11 o'clock? You can sleep in more? I think there comes a point where you're sleeping. It's like you hit 11 o'clock. At that point, you're kind of like, you know, I'm wasting a good chunk of my day. Unless, you know, a lot of you stay up till 4 in the morning, so I guess you make it up in the morning. But no, Michael, you can't. Sorry, not allowed. Jared, all right, the Hall brother is here. Facts. Michael, take the pass. I'll allow it. Yeah, there you go, Darren. All right. So a couple more minutes, guys, and we'll get started with Algebra 2. Damon, Damon, don't pretend. Come on. Better than that. Second best stream I've watched today. Oh, okay, Tash. Who's number 1? Fill me in. Who am I competing with? Ninja? I think that's the only one I know. I'm sure there's other ones. That's about all I got. Michael, Tanish, you're in my math class. Oh, yeah. Jaden, good. Hey, you know what? That's what wakes you up in the morning. Coffee's what you gotta have. You know, I didn't sleep much last night. I mean, honest with you guys, a little nervous. A little nervous for the stream. It's going pretty well so far. We'll see how it goes this period, but Nick, don't play games. Nick, come on, get an hour. Tana said no comment. I'm curious who the streamer is. I'm sure it's someone who's really good. I'm gonna take some tips from him. Who brought Justin? Trust me, I'm disappointed too. But hey, I want to show you guys. All right, I know this isn't Algebra 2, but I got my varsity calculus. But check this out. All right. Yeah, I guess I got the pi symbol on my shirt. I thought it'd be appropriate. So I'm still repping on Pi Day. Well, even though it's not Pi Day. Chris, it'd do good. Pants eating pie good. Jared, you spelled Jane's name wrong. A little disappointing. So we're not going to celebrate Pi Day, but hey, it's in our hearts. Are you filming in your class? No, I'm not, Lily. Good question, though. I'm in an undisclosed location. Good morning, Haley. Thank you for, you know what? Haley at least greeted me. A lot of you guys were just kind of hopping in, just starting talking. Haley was very appropriate. Good morning, as we should. Governor DeWine, please shut down the stream. I did not want to get the crowd up there. Justin, you're going to have to email him directly to get that taken down. As far as I know, now I'm no expert. I'm a math teacher, but I believe the World Health Organization came out and said it is a confirmed fact you will not catch the disease over the stream. So, Justin, I do not think you have anything to worry about. I appreciate your concern, though. Blake, I got this shirt from Mr. Klein. This was Mr. Klein's gift to me, his going away gift. The audio was really distracting whilst trying to play. Dana started off. Did you tape a whiteboard? Yes, Damon, I did. I'll get to that. Good morning, Darren. Yeah, good morning. Oh, Molly's here. Good. Carla's still here. Heaven. Good morning, Heaven. Are you in your closet? No, guys, I'm not in my closet. All right, I'm not in my closet. I am in an undisclosed location. This is my streaming room. Maybe I'll put some stuff up. All right, so just to address Damon's, I did tape a whiteboard. So I got this bad boy up here. Maybe I can put some posters up, decorate it a little bit, but you know me, I'm not much of a decorator. You can tell by the white plain background. That's probably how it's gonna be. All right, Mike, we'll make sure you sign back in. Good man. Okay, so let's get started. Molly, one of these days I will have my dog as a guest appearance. You guys all have to meet Bentley. He's the best. Okay, so guys, get out your calendars. I'm gonna get started. So first of all, welcome to Algebra 2, the new Algebra 2, the new and improved Algebra 2. I'm going to talk for like the next 10 minutes probably, just rambling on. So try to address everything I can. Please keep the comments free until I say something to get talking. All right, can we do that? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, with you guys. All right. I'm going to start with the stream. So the idea is this. I think we need some sort of structure. Okay, this is a weird time for everyone. Life's weird. Not used to this. No one's used to this. I'm not. You're not. So we need some sort of structure. So the plan is that I want to keep this stream 11 to 12 basically every day. There might be days where we won't have it. Maybe I'll just do an office hour like Friday will kind of work like that. I'm going to try to do that consistently. I'll get to that in a second. But I want to keep it consistent. So 11 to 12, you can expect to see me on the stream going over notes and so forth. Office hours are going to be 1 to 3. Office hours are going to be a time where I'm not going to post what I do to YouTube. So my stream I'm going to post to YouTube. So you guys will be able to go back and watch the video. For office hours I won't. It'll just be a very casual time. You guys can pop in, say, Mr. Harris, number 7's confusing. Can you go over it? And I'll say yes, I can. Or I'll say no. No, I'm just kidding. I'll say yes. And then we'll go over it. Or it's just another time where you can reach me. So it's basically saying here, guys, from 1 to 3, I'm available. You have to email me, I'll answer. If you have to, I don't know, go over work, I'll answer. So just telling you, like, hey, I'm not going to be, like, you know, at Cedar Point, which obviously isn't open, but you get my point. I'm not going to be out doing something. I'll be available to you. So that's kind of the main thing with the stream. Now, big thing. I posted the rules to the stream, so I'm going to talk about those really quick. You guys have that, so you can open that up if you want to follow along. It looks like a lot of you were able to get here, which is step 1. So you guys are here. Not everyone, but that was expected. So let me see. I have the rules right here. Important things. So chat. Let's start with that. This isn't a streamer's chat, okay? This isn't the wild, wild west of chats. I'm not just going to let everyone just, do whatever they want. In fact, I'm going to be pretty strict. So I'm not going to hesitate if I feel like you're annoying me or if you're not doing a good job of participating or you're participating not the right way. I will mute you. Now, that's going to be your warning. Muting will be a warning. If it gets out of hand, then I'll block you or just kick you from the stream. And if that's the case, then we have discipline issues. So a mute's okay. A mute means you're just annoying me and I want you not to talk anymore. But that's kind of a warning. If it gets any worse than that, then I will be contacting parents and I will be contacting administration. So although I won't be in a school to talk to administration, I'll email them and say, hey, this person said this in chat or wouldn't stop and it was distracting. So it's just like you would in class. If you're disrespectful in class, you're disrespectful in the chat, there's going to be punishment. So that's number one, which means I know we're joking, but like a comment like Tanis, nothing about bullying. There's no bullying in chat. I know you guys are joking. I know you're friends, and I get that, but we're keeping it non-personal. All right, the start of the stream, I'm okay because I asked you guys. I said, hey, let's, I was open to hearing your comments. I know this is cool, exciting. So that's fine with me. But if I'm in the middle of a problem and I see chat start blowing up about something that's nothing to do with the problem, then you're going to get muted. So don't let that happen. All right, and with that being said, no inappropriate comments. You guys know what that is. You're old enough to now understand what it means. And if not, you'll know pretty quickly what I think is inappropriate. No profanity, obviously. The second is profanity, there's an issue. You're definitely going to get muted, and then there may be higher precautions. No spamming messages. So I don't want to see you guys keep typing in those same number, the same word, or whatever, the same sentence over and over and over again. All right, so keep the chat free because this is an opportunity for kids to ask questions, an opportunity for me to help you guys. So I don't want the chat clustered with a bunch of stuff. No personal conversations on there. So I don't want to be in the middle teaching something, not looking at the chat, trying to help people, and then I look over and I see the Hall brothers are talking about what they're having for lunch. Okay, it would make no sense why you two would be talking to each other because you're together, but you get what I'm saying. So keep that free. No links in chat. I don't think you can even link anything. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't let you link. So, but if it does for whatever reason, don't do it. And then make sure you just use your school email. I want to see who's talking. So in the chat, I can see all of your guys' names, which is perfect for me. If you do it in your personal email, or your personal YouTube account, I'm not positive if that'll show up like that. Also, this is meant for school, so I want it to be kind of just like our group of people, our group. So just log in with your school email, and I'm happy. If you're here, you already figured out how to watch the live stream. The Google Classroom's going to post my times, which you guys apparently have found. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Smash that like, so you guys can get notified. You guys see when I'm on. You can see when I'm live. You can see when I'm posting. And also just makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like I'm gratification if I'm doing something. Also, I love saying smash that like or subscribe. I just think it's really funny. Oh, someone 30. That's awesome. So I just kind of enjoy saying it. So mostly just to be really awkward and embarrassing about it. I'm gonna keep saying it because I really find it entertaining. And big thing I put at the bottom of the page in bold. If you guys can't make it, all right, just like school. Okay, you can't make it to school all the time. You're sick. You have an emergency. Something's going on. Whatever it may be. You can still watch my streams. So I'm going to post my streams on YouTube. So you'll go to my page, you'll see the date, and you have to correspond the date with our lesson. So you'll look into my calendar, and you'll say, oh, on 3/16/20, Mr. Harris talked about this, and then you'll know what that stream is going to be about. So it'll be about logarithmic functions, whatever it may be, and so you can kind of analyze what's being taught based off what the calendar says, and then you can go to that specific date. So that's how it's going to be now. My streams are going to be 3 classes. So my first class was BC, second class was AB, you guys are the third class. Those are the entirety of the courses I teach. So that means that you guys are going to have to fast forward into the YouTube video. So if you can't make the stream and you're watching the video, then you have to fast forward to your spot, your class. I'm going to put timestamps, or I'm going to try to put timestamps into the description so it'll be easier for you to find. Now, just so you guys know, you guys are always going to be at the end of the stream. So the last hour is going to be set aside for you. So you don't really need to think that hard. Just fast forward 2 hours into the video and you're there. I'll try to put timestamps though just to help. Okay, so that's the plan for the streams. Like I said, the office hours are not going to be posted. So you will not see office hours. Those are going to be just for people who need help. Again, with the office hours, just to reiterate, I'm not positive on how I want those to run yet, because the way I see it is I kind of have my 11 to 12 is kind of an office hour in a way. I'm going to use it to lecture, but there might be time in between to ask questions and stuff. But 1 to 3, if I'm not streaming, so I'm not going to guarantee from 1 to 3 I'll be streaming. Like if someone asked me specifically, Mr. Harris, could you hop on stream from 1 to 3 today because I have some questions? Absolutely, 100%, I'll do that. If no one has any questions, or there's no issues, or no one needs to see me or talk to me live, then I'll just answer my emails. So you guys have to make that judgment. Make the decision like, hey, if you want to talk to Mr. Harris live, let me know. If you think it can be answered over email, just ask it over email. All right, so, it just, for me, so from an hour, from 1 to 3, I don't have to necessarily just sit here and wait, and twiddle my thumbs. I just kind of be like that. That's my thought process on it. Just communicate with me, be available. Okay. I got a bunch of messages. All right. Wait, shouldn't we try to keep this as authentic to real class as possible? It wouldn't let me get into the live on my school email, so I'd use my regular. Okay, Savannah, thanks for letting me know. I'm curious on why that is, Savannah. If you maybe could tell me what the message says or why I wouldn't let you. But this is okay because I do see it's you, so that's actually all right with me. Tanis, I didn't update. Okay, thank you, Tanis. Yeah, I didn't update the dates on the calendar. Let me fix that. Yeah, calendar. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's on me. My bad. So I'll do that right now. I'm doing this on our MacBook, right? So as some of you may know, most streamers don't stream on a MacBook. They usually have like hardware and a computer, so things are a little bit slow for me. Not ideal, but Sarah, you have the same problem as Savannah. Okay, interesting. Brand said he couldn't access the stream. Andrew, what are you doing, Andrew? No, Andrew, I don't. Okay, I have the same problem as Savannah. Okay, Sarah, same thing as Savannah. If you guys could tell me what's saying, like what's the issue, what's happening. And then Brandon said he couldn't access. I just got an email actually from Brandon. Let me check that real quick. I think it says something that Brandon requests. Oh, no, he's just accessing. Okay. The rules for live stream. Okay. Make sure. I'll have to answer him separately, but let me see. What did Tana say? You need the 1080p 60 fps. Yeah, I really do. That's not going to happen, but that would probably be pretty beneficial. It would speed things up. So I said now it's working. I don't know. It says something about trying a G Suite account, so I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I don't either. It's a Google. Well, I know it's a Google account is what a G Suite is. Maybe you just weren't. I don't really know actually. Maybe you didn't have a YouTube page set up for your school account. That might have been an issue. So Sarah, same thing with you. Maybe make sure you have a YouTube account for your school email or Gmail. I mean, as far as I can tell, there's definitely a way to get in because all the other classes had no problem. No one gave me any issues. So you guys should be able to get in. I wish we didn't have Mondays off. Yes, I agree, Nick. It would have been really nice to have school Mondays. So we could have figured all this out, but we had to kind of go on the fly. A G Suite account is like, yeah, Sarah, I think you're right, but I don't see why we would need a group account. Because my stuff is public, so anyone can see it. It shouldn't be an issue. You don't need a link to get it. So I really don't know. Maybe Google it. See if you guys can find an answer to that. Tana says sometimes the school does a restricting thing on YouTube and it blocks most content. Yeah, I know that, but and that's what I was a little bit worried about. But it seems like it's not blocking it. That's not the issue. Like people aren't getting blocked from my stream. It's like they don't have. I mean, I just heard about it now, but it seems like Sarah and Savannah said maybe they just don't have a certain suite or something to access it. I don't think it's blocking them. Justin says people were having the same problem with being a year. I don't know what the tech guys had to do, but they had something posted. Okay. That's good, Justin. So maybe you guys can look into that. I don't know where they would have it posted. You too, Andrew. Have a great day. Darian said sometimes it helps to restart your computer. Okay, so we're getting some progress. So Sarah and Savannah, those are the only two I've heard so far that have issues. You guys mess around with that a little bit. If it becomes too much of an issue, I can always email the tech guys. They're really busy, so I would love to avoid that. So do your due diligence, Google it, ask friends, whatever you got to do. It looks like we are getting some feedback. Justin said maybe it's posted, maybe on the website. Justin, you can maybe answer that where it might be posted. But yeah, let's try to see if we can do due diligence. If not, though, I'm kind of okay with you guys using your personal. I prefer not to, but for right now, it looks okay because I can see who you are, and I know it's my students, which is all I care about. As long as it's my students that are in here, that's all that matters. They would post self-service. That's true, Tanis. Yeah, you guys can't access the self-service, so it would have to be maybe something. Oh, Justin said it was physically posted. Darn it. Okay, so those are two kind of out. Sarah and Savannah, just keep playing around with it. If it's still issues, I'll see if I can reach out to some people. Let me write that down so I know. Let me get up. Okay, so what I'm also going to need you guys to do is I just going to need like some constant feedback on anything. So I would like to see, our opinions on what's going on, what we're doing, our opinions on, how assignments are being assigned, our opinions on anything like that, is beneficial to me. So whatever you guys can do to get that, if you can't get access to something, let me know. So as long as you guys keep that open contact with me, then I'm happy. Can you go over the last thing on Khan? And Sarah Digidio agrees. Okay, so Isaac and Sarah and Tanis, I will do that. Just give me a second to see if I want to make sure that we're okay just with in the general outline of things so far. I want to make sure that I hit on everything that I want to hit on. So let me look at. I'm gonna wait in a second in the chat. Is there any general questions? Not on the homework, not on anything. Just what's happening for the next. Oh yeah, let me just talk to. Maybe this will address the question. So first of all, Sierra came in and actually made a comment on this before, but Governor DeWine said in his address there's a possibility that school might be canceled all year. Okay, now you guys don't have any end of year test, which is good, meaning like the state. You don't have a state test you have to take. So that means that I don't have to worry about doing that, but still you guys, your grades are still going to happen. So I'm still going to grade you. I'm still going to be doing Khan Academy grades. I'm going to do ALEKS grades. I'm going to actually have you guys be posting work. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how I want you to do that. But I'm going to be assigning assignments in Google Classroom, and you guys are going to take pictures and upload pictures to the assignment. And that's how I'm going to grade a little bit. It's going to be work in progress, okay? Not going to be perfect. I've never done it before, so we're going to kind of see it. But with you guys, a lot of it is out of the book. It's very beneficial. So, I'm going to try to keep it as online as possible where I can get easy grades to you quickly. But I'm still going to do book work because I think it's really useful. Keep that in mind. I don't think in terms of – actually, I'll just go through some questions now because I think that addresses what I want to. So Molly said, how often are you going to do note? When you say note, can you clarify, Molly, what you mean by note? How often are you going to do – oh, maybe you meant notes, like plural. How often are you going to do notes? I'll answer that if that's what you meant. So how often am I going to do notes? It's a good question. And I'm going to try to keep it consistent like with how I was doing at school. So if you guys remember at school, it kind of varied. Some weeks I would do 3 days of notes and then 2 days of assignments. Some weeks I would do 2 days of notes and then 3 days of assignments. It just varies. My plan is I want to do notes 3 times a week would be my plan. What days are going to be? No idea. Okay, but you can see in my calendar, if you guys go to the calendar, you can see I kind of write when I'm doing notes. So like for instance, tomorrow and Wednesday I'm doing notes. So tomorrow and Wednesday I'll actually be like lecturing to you guys. And I'll get to your feedback and stuff, but during the time I'll be giving you content. So I'll be telling you, I'll give you practice examples, how you do them, you know, definitions, all that good stuff. Thursday and Friday I won't be. So Thursday and Friday, you guys are going to be doing like work, which means that what it's going to be is the stream will just be me like here, like saying, hey guys, get that out. Let's start working on it. Stop me and ask questions if you have them. So like maybe we'll be doing them, and maybe Molly's like, hey, Mr. Harris, I'm on 3. Can you go over that real quick? And so while everyone else is working on maybe 1 and 2 and 4 and 5, I can do 3. And so like, Molly, this is what's happening, and people can tune in and watch if they want, you know, just like a normal class would be. So that's gonna be how these streams are gonna go. From 11 to 12, I'm gonna be doing either notes or just gonna be here to facilitate your assignments. So to answer any questions you have as you work through assignments, or go over like 1 or 2 practice problems and then work from there. Michael said you should not do anything on Khan and do more on ALEKS because I get notifications on ALEKS, not Khan. I appreciate the input. I'm still going to use Khan, not as much. Don't worry, I'm not going to use it like a lot, but it is going to be used because honestly, Khan doesn't do a good job with Algebra 2. But there's stuff that is good. Like the homework I assigned you over the weekend was pretty good, actually. But Michael, again, and this isn't just for Michael, this is for everyone. We got to make sure that we're on top of things, so we have to be responsible to do our work. I know not everything gives you notifications. Just make sure you're checking periodically. So like it's just like class. From 11 to 12, Mr. Harris's math class, I'm going to have assignments for you. You're going to be expected to do them. Just check. If you have a question on something, just come to the live stream and I'll say, hey guys, homework tonight is this, blah, blah, blah. So you'll know when Khan Academy is assigned, even if it doesn't notify you. Carla, as of right now, you're the only teacher that made it easy for me to see layout for the week, so I appreciate that. And you're making yeah, of course. I think that's like I said, my goal is to ease your guys' mind. I've been doing this all year anyways, so nothing different for me. I'm sticking to my schedule. I just think it's going to be useful, and also this will give you opportunity. And I'm still playing around with this, but some of you guys work pretty quicker than others. Some of you guys want to get everything done right away. So at least now you'll see a week ahead. You'll know what's going to be due, and you can get started on it. So if you don't want to wait for the notes, if you want to try it on your own, like I don't care. Tuesday and Wednesday, if you guys want to do those homeworks after the stream, go ahead and do them. I'm not going to stop you. But the key is come in during office hours to talk about it. During these streams, we're going to worry about like content we're doing right now. So if you do decide to go ahead and you get some stuff done ahead of time and you have questions on it, just email me separately or come to an office hour and do it then, not during the stream. Hopefully that's clear. Tanis, they also talked about waiving end of course. Yeah, Tanis, I don't really know. You're right. They have talked about it. It's all up in the air. Like no one has any clue what's going to happen. I'll keep you guys updated as best I can. Maddie says, I like it kind of because it lets you redo the assignment until you get 100% and get hits. Yeah, Maddie, you're right. That is kind of nice. It does let you get 100%, and it gives you hints. It shows you exactly how it wants you to answer problems. It is beneficial. The issue is just with Khan, it doesn't have that much content for Algebra 2, and a lot of the content doesn't apply very well to what we're doing, unfortunately. So that kind of, it makes me a little bit weary to use it. Lily says, is the quiz going to be online? Okay, so the quiz on Friday. We'll address it more as the week goes on. So what's happening on Friday is it's not like a typical quiz. It's going to be, I'm going to post it. You'll have a PDF file like on Google Classroom. It'll be like under an assignment. And you guys will just take a picture of your work and upload it to the assignment. I'm not keeping it like it's not, there's nothing I can do to watch you guys take it. I don't know if you're using your book. I don't know if you're using notes. I don't know if you're Googling. That's not my concern. My concern is that you understand the content. That's all I care about at the end of the day. So it's called a quiz. It's really just another assignment, if that makes sense. Savannah, what is your email? Because I tried to email you and didn't get anything back. I don't know if I had the right email. Savannah, you emailed me. I believe I did get an email from you, Savannah. So let me check real quick. Yeah, so Savannah, to address yours, you said on last Friday, you said my ALEKS isn't loading. I was wondering if I should get questions from someone else. Did you get my response back from that? Because I did email you back on Saturday. So just let me know. My ALEKS did end up working after I emailed it. Just to let you know. Yeah. So I did get that. I did see that. So I emailed you back. Just let me know if you got that email back, because you sent your email to the right spot. Maybe you just missed it when I emailed you back, probably. Okay, Molly said, are we going to be reviewing homework during class time like we normally do, or will we be reviewing during office hours? Very good question, Molly. So it's going to be just like normal. So we're going to start by doing like a quick review. It depends on the day. Some days I'm going to need more time. Some days, like today, we're going to spend the rest of the time doing review for homework, because I'm not going to teach anything new today. But it's going to be just like class, so I'll have a specific set time to go over homework, Molly, and then we'll go over big questions everyone has. So if everyone's like, oh, number three, then I'll do number 3. But you always have the option, if I don't get everything you need, then just go to the office hour, email me like, hey, I know in class we didn't get to address number 5, but I need help with that one. Okay, and then I'll do it then. So it's just like class. That's how we're going to handle homework. So we will be reviewing at the beginning of class for the most part. Isaac says, I actually really like this. I wish every teacher. Oh, good. I appreciate the feedback. That's what I'm looking for. I want to make sure that I want to do the best I can for you guys to make sure we're on the same page. And if you mention this to any other teacher and they didn't hear about it, because I know math department we all talk and we're all on the same page, but obviously it's harder to talk and communicate with other departments. If you mention to one of them and they say, oh, I really like that, I don't know how to do it, then tell them Mr. Harris does it, he can help you out. So if that's something that like is really beneficial to you guys, I don't know. Savannah, maybe did you try like searching my name, like search Harris in the search bar and see if something pops up? I don't know, because like it says, for me, it says I sent it to you, so we might have to work that out more. Molly said, just nodded at you responding to me, and it was weird. I was nodding to a screen. Imagine me. I'm like moving my arms to nothing. I'm staring at this little black dot for the last 3 hours. You think it's hard? I mean, geez, what a weird situation. I miss like seeing you guys in like person. Jaden, are we going to do work today? We're going to do homework review. We will not be doing anything new. Savannah, thank you. I'll try. Jaden, look at the calendar. Calendar gives you all the information you need. Justin, oh yeah, Justin, good point. So Savannah, maybe check your spam. I don't know why it would do that because I'm your school email, but maybe check your spam, see what there. Damon, I think, is in the middle of typing this. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes if you have anything else to address, and I'm going to pull up that Khan Academy assignment. And I think you guys said the last Khan Academy assignment. Is that what I remember seeing? I think Isaac said it. Yeah, Isaac said, can you go over the last thing? Okay, last thing, okay, yeah. To answer homework review time, yes. I think instead of this stream, we should do group FaceTime. No, Damon, we can't do that. That's not allowed. Trust me, I thought about it. But it's not allowed. We're not allowed to see each other's environments or faces or anything like that. Now, whatever you do on your own time, that's up to you guys. Like if you FaceTime each other outside of school, that's fine. There's nothing I can do about that. But rewriting an exponential form, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the last Khan Academy assignment. Oh, that's college, or that's AP. You guys are not AP. Let's see. Okay, so we are gonna go to here. So the one where it says evaluate logarithms, is that the title of it? If you guys can comment on if that's the title. Okay, I got it. Maybe it was just super far back. Yeah, Savannah, it might have been far back. There's been a lot of emails sent out. So yeah, just comment to see if that's one you guys wanted, the evaluate logarithms one. Carlos said, would it be okay if I go to work on other homework? I mean, yeah, right now I'm just going to go over any homework questions you had. So if you guys want to stick around and go over that, that's fine. If you don't have any questions and you would like to try to I haven't taught this newer stuff, but you can still try it if you guys want. You can look in your book. I know some people are more independent. Yes, that is a name. Evaluate all. Okay. Will you be posting copies of notes that you have for us to better organize? No, I won't, Molly. And here's why. Because my notes are hideous, number one. They're not detailed. The way I do it is I kind of just write myself like highlights of what I want to address. I don't actually go through and like do like extended notes, so you guys wouldn't be able to understand the notes I make. So I will not be posting copies, but the nice thing is that you'll see this video, so you can go back and take your time and take notes how you wish. So even if the first time you watch this, like you guys can do this live stream, you can be engaged and then not take any notes, and then just rewatch the video and take notes then. I know some people in college I went to school with did that, and that benefited them a lot. They would study during the lecture, and then they'd go back and like rewrite their notes or get their notes from someone else then because they needed to be engaged during that time. So it's going to be kind of up to you. Yes, Jaden, you can do the con still. It's not due till 3:30. You're welcome, Carla. Yes, email me. Okay. Isaac. So it says the title is relationships between exponentials and logarithms. Okay. Got it. Okay, so you guys can see this right now, right? You see my face? That's what we're looking at right now. I have different cameras, so I can switch to this. So right now you should see me in a corner, my face in a corner, and then you should see what my screen says. So see just my screen on my computer. We'll fill up the rest of the screen. And then the last option is this one, where you can see I got work. So this is called the hover cam, and the hover cam will let me write stuff down. So you guys can just see me do notes on here. So that's on my option. The other option I have too is that whiteboard. So I showed you guys the whiteboard. I can write on that if that's better for you guys. When going over the homework, can we talk about like filling in the table that's like log base b? Oh, I'm getting a lot of messages. Hold on. Like filling in the table that's like log b x. I was really confused on how to do that. Okay. Oh, nothing changed. The cameras didn't change. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. So now I changed. Now you can see me in the corner. You can see the rest of the screen is what I have, which looks really weird right now. And then this one's the hover cam. So you can see my notebook, and I can write on the notes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to here. All right, so you guys should be seeing my screen. Now, the hard thing is I'm going to have to kind of switch back and forth from chat into that. Let me see if I can actually move chat over. I'll minimize this a little bit. And so I can still see you guys chatting, so I can see. Okay. All right, slow down there, people. We don't see different. Okay, it changed. Tables and the relationships between exponential and logarithmic. Okay, perfect. I figured out how to do the subscription. Okay, perfect. All right, so we have a couple different kinds of questions. Let me actually do last attempt. So it clicks on it. All right, so we can see these. Like, all right, so this is probably the table you guys are talking about. So everyone should be good. Let's look at this question. So it says table 1 contains outputs of the function f of x equals b to the x for some x values. And table 2 contains outputs of the function g of x equals log base b of x for some x values. In both functions, b is the same positive constant. Fill in the missing values in the tables if necessary. Round your answer to 3 decimal places. Okay. So guys, for this, what we want to remember is what does it mean? What is the relationship between exponential functions and logarithmic functions? That's what this question is asking. So if you remember, logarithmics and exponentials are inverses of one another, which means that any x value you get here should be a y value you get for table 2. And every y value you get for table 1 should be an x value for table 2. So they're going to be just reverses of each other. Let me just make sure real quick that I'm on the right screen. Okay, good. All right, so for this example, right, we have x equal to 2.096. So what we want to do to find the y value, we would look at, okay, well, where is y 2.096 on the second table? Well, look, it's right here. The inverse, or the opposite value for x is 10. So your answer here would be 10. So you'd put 2.096, your f of x would be 10. Now for table 2, okay, our y is 3.096. So we want to find where is x 3.096 in table 1, which you can see is right here. The y value that corresponds to it is 30. So you're just flipping them. Okay, so you're taking table 1, x values, and you're making them y values. So look, you can see how they switch. And then you're taking y values and making them x values. So that's all you wanted to do for the tables. All right, no need for a calculator, nothing like that. All right, so I'm going to stop right there real quick. Maybe give me thumbs up okays, that's better, still confused, stuff like that. So I can have a little bit of feedback. How did you get 10? Said Jaden. Okay, so Jaden, again, notice how table 1, x value is 2.96. Table 2, the y value is 2.096. That's what we call an inverse. So you just you switch the x and the y's. So that means that these have to be the same ordered pair. So whenever you see 2.096, it has to go with 10 because they're inverses of one another. So since y was 2.096 and x was 2.096, we switched the x's and y's for the other values too. So instead of 10, we're going to put 10 up here for y. Yeah, so Sarah, really overcomplicated. Yeah, so it was just really just asking for the definition of logs and exponentials. How do they relate? I still don't understand graphing it from y equals. Okay, good question, Isaac. Was that Isaac? Real quick, was that a specific question, or just in general you would like to know? Let me see if we have any other types of questions. Okay, so I'll go over this because I think Nick might have said something about this too. Okay, I got it. I did not see 10 at first. Okay. Yeah, so Isaac, I'm gonna wait for you real quick to see if you have if that was a question specifically in general. Okay, so I'll talk about that in general. So real quick, I saw Nick said rewriting an exponential form. So like a problem like this, just so everyone's on the same page. See if that's switched cameras. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, so if you guys see this problem, what they have is they have log base 3 of 81 equals 4. Okay, and the question says, how do we switch that? Or how do we rewrite that? Move it down a little bit, make sure you guys can see that. Okay, there we go. So that's the question. It says log base 3 of 81 equals 4. So we want to rewrite the following equation in exponential form. All right, so what we do here is we want to say, all right, so the 3 is our b, it's our base. So we rewrite that as 3 as the base, the exponential base on the other side. All right, and then whatever value is on the other side, which we call our y value, that's going to be your new exponent. So you can see whatever's on that side gets raised as an exponent. So now we have the base 3, because that's what we call a b term, a base, raise it to the 4th power, which was on the opposite side, which is our y value, and then x just stays the same. So that the 81 that's on the inside just stays the same. So 81 is equal to 4 cubed, or 3 to the 4th. And 3 to the 4th, if you guys put in your calculators, you would find 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is in fact 81. All right, so Nick, maybe that clears some stuff up for you for that. Sarah, I'll address your ALEKS in a question. Let me go to Isaac real quick. So let me switch back to this camera. Hopefully it does it. It doesn't do that. Man, it's annoying. Maybe I have to keep it up like this. Okay. So let's go to Desmos real quick. Isaac, this might be able to help you a little bit. Let me make sure you guys see the screen I'm on. Yes, okay. So I'm pulling up Desmos. Again, it's going to be slow. Okay, so Isaac said, I still don't understand graphing it from y equals b to the x to log base bx. All right, so basically Isaac's saying, how do we go from exponential to logarithmic? So here's the idea. And now, like I said, we have this beautiful Desmos graph that we can use. If you don't have that opportunity and you have to just use a calculator, there's another way around this too. So let's pick a function. Let's just say y equals 3 to the x. All right, y equals 3 to the x. So Isaac, your question is, I don't understand how to graph it. Well, there's two ways to do it. So here's your options. Your first option is we can go flip it because they're inverses, right? So we can flip y and x. So basically what we need to graph is y equals 3 to the y, or x equals 3 to the y. So that's our inverse, so a logarithmic exponential. Now, you might be saying, oh, they're both exponentials, which is true. So let's actually look how we can rewrite this as a logarithmic. So instead of doing the exponential again, let's write it as logarithmic. Well, first of all, we want to go backwards of what we just did. So if I actually switch, maybe let's see if this switches. Oh. Okay, so back to my worksheet. You guys can see I have y equals 3 to the x. Oops, that's not what we have. Y equals 3 to the big X. Okay, y equals 3x. We want to write that as a logarithm. All right. Now, what we want to do is we want to obviously start with a log. Okay, we're going to rewrite exponential as a log. We need a log. So our base of our exponential becomes the base of our logarithm. The side that's on its own is going to be now staying there. So that value is going to stay the same. So it's log base 3 of y. And that's going to be equal to the exponent on the opposite side. So we take that x, we move it down. So now it's just equal to x. Our base 3 becomes the base of the logarithm. And then y just stays where it's at. So when we write that, oops, y equals x, you can see now I have the exact same graph. So one more time, it's red, right? But once I add x, it's the exact same graph. All right, so then that's the same exact graph we have right here. If I were to invert it, if I want to know what the inverse was, I can switch x and y. So now you can see that green graph here is switched. Oh, I don't actually know if I'm. Yeah, thanks, Nick. It just occurred to me you don't see what I see. All right, my bad. I gotta get the hang of this. All right, so you guys can see real quick. Let's go back. If I write on my paper, the green highlights the red now. So again, here's the red. Once I put x, it's the green. So that's telling you that you guys should be able to decipher then that these are equivalent statements. Y equals 3 to the x and log base 3 of y equals x are exact same equations. To do the inverse, then you just flip x and y, and then bam. You can see this green one now is the exact inverse of the red. All right, so Isaac, let me know if that clears things up a little bit, if that makes sense, what's going on there. And anyone else? Any other comments anyone has for that? Hopefully I'm not too loud. I feel like sometimes I'm yelling. I don't know if it's coming across as yelling, but thank you. That's exactly what. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Isaac. This is making a lot more sense. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Michael. All right, good. I'm glad this is making some sense. Okay, so let me address Sarah's real quick. See if this changes back to my face. Why isn't it? Dang it! All right, I gotta figure out my hotkeys, guys. I try to set up hotkeys so whenever I press a button, it'll just automatically switch cameras. And it was working before, but now it's not working. That's okay. So let me my slow computer pull up ALEKS. If you guys want, you can pull up ALEKS as well. Just so you can see what you'll see on my screen. So I'll be able to show you exactly what Sarah's referencing. And I know you guys already turned in the assignment, but by the way, I want to thank you guys. You guys did a really good job on the completion. So I'm very happy. And in fact, because you guys did such a good job on the completion, I gave everyone 100% that did it, or that attempted it. So I appreciate your guys' effort in that. So let me pull up Algebra 2. So while I'm doing this, I'd like to hear some comments. How are you guys feeling? Are we think this is gonna work well? Are we excited to do online school? Basically, are you guys really missing school? Are you upset you're not in school? What do you think? Damon, completion of the ALEKS homework. So you can see there's a grade in your grade book for ALEKS. If you didn't do it, you got a 0. If you did it, you got 100%. But yeah, I'd like to hear, like, what's our thinking? How are we doing? This is awesome, but in school would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of exciting. It's a cool way to learn. It's something you guys have never done before, and something you might do in college if you get there. So I think it's kind of cool exposure. I miss it. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Heaven? You think when you're there, you're like, oh, this is torture. Like, oh, I can't wait to have this extended break. But then you're not there, and you're like, oh, I kind of miss it a little bit. Best online school, Jared. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Being in person is just something different. It just helps you keep engaged. It helps you. I don't know. It just everything's easier. School keeps me sane. Yeah, Heaven. I hate to break it to you, but you might be in it. From what I've heard, there's a potential that it might be quarantined completely. So you might even be stuck at home, might not even going anywhere. I completely relate to that. I'm gonna go insane. I'm by myself. It's gonna be not looking forward to it. Sarah, close enough? Yeah, try to make it as close as possible. Isaac, your mom won't leave me alone. That's hilarious. Oh man, I don't miss those days. I'll tell you what. Nick Ravi in school. Tanis said there's an ALEKS question. If you can get that ALEKS question, Tanis, I'm looking right now. Maybe I can find it. Yeah, Heaven, I agree. Yeah, this is not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a tough situation. Make sure. Nice thing is though, you guys can communicate over social media, text each other, call each other, so you can stay engaged at least in this day and age. And yeah, Michael, you're right. A lot more responsibility. I'm asking a lot of you guys, and I understand that, which is why I'm gonna try to be pretty cool about things. It doesn't mean don't do your assignments, because I'll still give you a 0. Don't have any hesitation to do that. But yeah, a lot of responsibility on you guys. But hey, you guys who are here right now are taking the initiative. You guys are the responsible ones who are attending this lecture. And if you keep doing this, I promise you, your grades will be great. It'll benefit you in the long run. All right, so. Damon, yeah, good, more attention, yeah. I know in person, Damon, I'm real boring, I get that. I understand, don't worry, don't say it. Okay, so, yeah, Tanis, I'll say with the graphing, it stinks because I can't actually show you, because it won't let me do it. On mine, it only shows, like, the teacher version. But you just got to be very careful with the points you put in. Make sure they're the exact values. I think that's the key with the graphing. That's what people are having hard times with. Let me see if I can find one like Sarah said with the asymptotes, because there's a bunch of different types of problems. Maybe it's this one, translating a graph potentially. Nope, that's not it. Sarah, if you find the topic that it was specifically for the one that you had a question on. If not, I can just make something up and we can talk about what an asymptote is. 1 and 2. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. So let me pull up this screen real quick. Okay. All right, so this is the question here, guys. It says graph f of x equals 3 log base 2 of x. To graph the function, plot at least 2 points in the graph, draw all asymptotes, and then click the graph icon. So the first thing I want you guys to do, and what they do is they actually show you a bunch of different points. All I want you guys to do is go into Desmos, throw this function in, and then go to the table feature. And then the table feature will give you values. So that was my goal for that. I don't know if that was too big of an issue for you guys for that. I'm guessing it wasn't, but and then, so you get that, you get your points. Those are the points you're plotting. Then you have to draw the asymptotes. So now the asymptotes for logarithms, what we got to remember is logarithm is an inverse of an exponential. When we did exponential asymptotes, it was always at the bottom of the graph. So you guys would see a lot of times it was when y was 0, but sometimes it could fluctuate depending on the transformation. Now if you look at this problem, there is no transformation. There is one, it's the 3. the 3 is going to vertically stretch it, but there is no vertical translations, meaning it's not moving up and down, and there's no horizontal translations. It's not moving right and left. Let's say are good. The points have to be in fractions, so make sure you guys are giving exact values. Don't round it. Don't decimal. So to draw the asymptotes then, you're basically looking at your desmos. You're looking at your graph, and you're saying, okay, an asymptote is where the graph does not cross. So if I think I should have time real quick. I might be able to go into Desmos and graph this puppy. So y equals 3 log base 2 of x. All right, so you guys can see on this graph here, if I follow this graph, there's nothing ever to the left of 0. Notice, like this red line just follows 0 down forever. So if I keep zooming out, that red line is going to keep just scrolling down. That's what we call an asymptote. It means it doesn't cross it. It's almost like as if there was a wall. Think of an asymptote as a wall. It's like I put a wall that prevented that graph from moving any more left. It said, nope, it's as far as you get. And that's our asymptote. And so the asymptote in this case just when x equals 0. And so you can see they put their answer as asymptote, as vertical asymptote as x equals 0. So it would have to be an up and down asymptote. And then you just click graph, and you're done. So maybe that helps, Sarah. Let me know if you need anything more. Michael says, so 1 and 3, are you still going to be streaming, or are you just going to answer emails? I'm going to, I think, stream a little bit, Michael. Maybe like for the first hour, maybe from 1 to 2 I'll stream, and then I'll just kind of get some feedback, see where people are at, and then maybe 2 to 3 I'll be on an email. But like I said, if you specifically want to see me during that time at a specific time, just email me. Let me know. So I can like make it, like it's almost like an office hour. Like I can make a time and set date, put it in my calendar and say, hey, I'm meeting with Michael Hall at this time. All right. Jared said, because it is a live stream, I'm glad we can go back to here and see what you did instead, so that way no one is asking you. Yeah, Jared, I agree. No one has to ask me what page to turn to over and over and over again, because you guys can see what page I'm on, and you don't have to ask. So don't ask. Okay, I get it now. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, sir. Michael, okay, cool. All right. Very good. That took about an hour. Pretty good timing. Anything else you guys need? Anything you need from me? Anything you want to say? Oh, yeah. You guys think you're so funny. What page are we on? I knew it was coming. Yeah, I prepared for it. I would have made a bet on that. That's okay. I'll mute you. No fear. I'll mute you. We're on page 9,400,064 today, guys. By the time we're back in school, that's how many pages we'll be getting through. Yeah, I tend to forget the pages. You said a lot. Yeah, Jay, that's because you don't pay attention the first time I say it. Don't lie. You don't forget. I have to repeat myself. I think my world record was in algebra in 5th period. You guys know. In 5th period, I'm pretty sure I had to say it like 7 times in one day. Oh my God. Chad, who's letting you in? No. Shouldn't you be doing schoolwork, Chad? Someone's got to be teaching you right now, right? Going to my feed. Andrew, yeah, absolutely. Come on in. It never hurts. I don't mind. If it's kids I know, I don't care if you guys hop in and learn some stuff. Hey, Andrew, you should hop in the Calculus BC lecture. You can really learn some stuff there. Jared, no, I can't. I can't repeat the page number because there is no page number. All right, so guys, we're good. Anything else you need to know? I'll hang out here for a couple more minutes, but anything else you guys need, feel free to email me. I'll be back on at about 1. So thank you for showing up for the first day. Tomorrow, same time. Get used to it. This is going to be our little our day from now on. All right. It was 13. I marked. Michael said 13. I marked in my note. Jeez. 13 times. And can you imagine me being stupid as I am kept repeating it? Like, come on. That was a rookie mistake. That's a rookie teacher mistake to just fall for that. Are you going to stream Animal Crossing? Yeah, Tanis. My favorite game. I'm going to stream that exclusively. Actually, I'm not even going to teach math anymore. I'm just going to stream Animal Crossing. It's going to be riveting stuff. Make a gaming channel, Andrew? You don't want my gaming channel. You'll be offended at how much better I am at the games than you, Andrew. I've never played Animal Crossing, if I'm being honest. I thought that was like a game for like when you're younger. Maybe not though. Hopefully I didn't offend anyone. I play Rocket League. That would be my stream. Would be Rocket League. I would probably do that exclusively, to be honest. 2K. Oh, Isaac. No one wants to mess with me in 2K. I promise you that. 2K is my jam. Yeah, Andrew, you wouldn't have a shot. No, we're not bullying, Sarah. I'll allow it. We're everyone's being friendly. If anything, I'm actually just giving Andrew a hard time for how bad I beat him in 2K. Have a good day. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate the pep talk, Michael. I'll try to keep up the good work. I'm glad you guys are learning and you're attending. I appreciate the attendance. Feel free to anyone you don't see in here, make sure you guys let them know, like, hey, this is worth attending. It's worth getting up for. It'll benefit you. Yeah, Heaven, you're right. It is. Yeah, you guys are free to go. Class is over. Isaac, Andrew, keep talking, Andrew. One day. I'll bring it into the locker room for basketball, and we can have a matchup. Smash Ultimate. I would love that. I love Smash. It's a good time. Yeah, Chad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to play 2-3, and I did use the bigs, but I'm not doing it anymore. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm now playing just, strictly man-to-man, just hard-nosed, great defense, on-ball, off-ball, switching. Trust me, Chad, you don't want this. Sarah, you woke up 3 minutes before. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't blame you guys. Damon, no one. I don't have an Instagram. Who's my main? I really like Yoshi. Yoshi's my favorite, I think. I really enjoy playing with Yoshi. I think I don't know why. I think I haven't played the new one very much. I used to play Melee, like on the GameCube. That was my jam. But I played Yoshi, a little bit of Jigglypuff. Those are my two. Class is out. Yeah. See ya, Sarah. Have a good day. All right. Yeah, you too, Isaac. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I'm gonna shut down. Like I said, I will be back on at around 1, so you guys can hop back on. Kirby. Yeah, Kirby's overrated. All right. I'll see you guys. Again, email me if you have any questions. All right. Peace.